Hello world, welcome back. It's been a while, sorry about that. I'll record a video explaining about that later. But yeah, today I'm very excited. We are going to do a large unboxing of this. I'm holding, the ultimate versions of Final Girl Seasons 1 and 2 by Van Ryder Games, and then this is also North Pole Nightmare. So, let's see if we can get through all of that. And I'm going to take this hat off because it is technically still summer. This is a very warm hat. Do recommend. Put that over here for now. Let's start with Season 1. And I have these upside down so I don't reveal my address to the world. And I just realized I forgot to grab a scissors, so I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So just a little bit of background for those who don't know. Final Girl is a very successful solo board game by Van Ryder Games, in which you're essentially acting out your own little horror movie. You are a final girl trying to save yourself and hapless victims from some sort of killer. And it's very customizable. There's a bunch of different feature films, as you'll say, and you can mix and match locations, killers, and final girls for just lots and lots of variety. I had backed this Season 3 Kickstarter last October, and yeah, Seasons 1 and 2 finally came in. So yeah, I'm excited for this. Let's open it up. Final Girl was kind of an expansion on the, or it expanded upon the gameplay concepts that Van Ryder Games first did with Hostage Negotiator. One of the big differences is that Hostage Negotiator didn't have any locations. But yeah, let's take a look. And go figure, it's upside down, but yeah. I expected that because I'm trying not to dox myself. Let's get this out. Get that up here. It's stuck. And we're just ripping the outside of the box. It's okay. Sorry that you have to see me in my pajamas. I'm lazy today. Yeah, okay. Here we go. Final Girls Series 1. Oh, okay, sorry, series, not season. Yeah, series 1, the Ultimate Box. Important, this series does include a core box, which is needed to play the game. So yeah, you have all of these. You need a core box, and then one or more of the... wow, my mind just went blank. One or more of the feature films. And the more you have, the more... what was I going to say? Oh yeah, the more feature films you have, the more options for customizability you have. So let's take a look at this. All this. I think I've done an unboxing before. I have no idea how this is going to go. Hopefully it's invertible somehow. A lot of trash for later. So yeah, Ultimate Box. This is just a little pamphlet thing, although it has the same artwork as this. And yeah, the artwork all goes together. So yeah, this lines up with Series 2 when we get around to that point. And we have the front box, which shows all the killers and final girls. The side shows one of the final girls, I don't know who. The back explains some stuff and shows what is included in the what was I going to say? Oh, in the box. So there's a little note here. There may be some Series 1 promos or products released along with future series content that are not included. For example, the Series 3 Ultimate Box will include some items for Series 1 that are newly released. Yeah, that was some of the stretch goals for for Series 3. What else do we have? Oh, we have Hans on this side. Final Girl. And on the bottom, we get to see the names of the killers and the locations. Yeah, let's open this up. I'm excited. It's a big, heavy box. Come on. It's vacuum sealed. There we go. Take the little pamphlet, put it inside there. Okay, yeah, and here we can see Final Girl Series 1. So, I'm gonna move this to the floor, and we're gonna start going through this one by one. So let's take a look. We're gonna start with the core box. Yeah, so I've seen these games played. I haven't played them myself, obviously, by the fact that I haven't owned it. But yeah, so some of the stuff I will recognize, some I probably won't. Oh, I'm gonna have so much trash later. So yeah, here we have our core box. You need this to play every game. Little paper on the back explaining what's in here. With the scissors. So yeah, let's take a look. The neat thing is that all of these boxes are magnetically sealed. Oh, did I do that with the scissors? No. Be more careful next time. Oops. So yeah, everything's magnetically sealed. Up, we have an ad for the Final Girl Companion app, which I have downloaded on Ami's old phone. We have a rulebook, very important for, yeah, all games need a rulebook. I'll be reading through this later to see how to play exactly. Let's keep this open so we can see what else we have here. We have some tokens to punch out. Let's see. All right. Yeah, tokens. Let's see what we have here. We have victim holding boards and matching tokens. I think that's for like if a single location has too many victims, then you can use one of these. In order to, yeah, save some room. We have health tokens. We have, or final health tokens, I guess. We have 9 black ones and 2 white ones. Yeah, so I think the way these work is when you get to the end, often there's a thing in horror movies where, oh no, you think the killer's dead, but they're actually not. So yeah, sometimes the killer is dead, sometimes they come back with extra health. And I think you can do the same, I'm not positive about that. So I have to punch those out later. We have the player board. So this keeps track of how much horror and how much time you have. Not sure what those are for. It explains the different rules. There's your health. Yeah, so you have regular, and then extreme horror mode, which, what's the difference between this? Okay, so there's a smaller amount of room for rolling with 2 dice, larger amount for rolling with 1 die. And yeah. So that's that. And then in here, we have I'll just keep this out for now. We have some silica gel, very important. And also with the silica gel, we have some tracking. We have 8 tracking markers and a bloodlust marker. So yeah, bloodlust is the horror track. And then the tracking markers, not sure what those are for. We have 6 special dice. Yeah, these are engraved dice, which is nice because those don't have stuff that rub off as easily. You can see this is similar to Hostage Negotiator, so some sides are blank. Oh, nice! The way it's shown, you can actually see one of each. I like that. Yeah, so 1 and 2 are blank, nothing happens. 3 and 4 have 2 cards. If it's like Hostage Negotiator, that means you can get a success by discarding 2 cards from your hand. And then 5 and 6 are 1 success each. So we have those. I'm not quite sure what these holes are supposed to be for. I don't know. And then we have 21 victim meeples. Got rid of meeples. Let's see. So 21 victims. We have special victims, which are the white, orange, and blue ones. I'm not quite sure what that means. And then over here, we have some killer meeples. It says there's 2 of them, but I see 3. Oh, wait, no. Okay, sorry. It's a different color. Red ones are killers. I guess, I wonder what scenario has more than one killer. I don't know off the top of my head. The purple one is the final girl meeple. And then we have the time marker, the blue thing, and 25 health markers. That's those. And then we have our cards. So let's just... Yeah, these are really sealed up. These are our action cards, so let's just take a quick look at those. What do we have? So we have walk. 1 foot in front of the other, nice and slow. There is a bloodthirsty killer after me, but that's no reason to panic, right? So yeah, this allows you to move. That's something that's brand new. Hostage Negotiator didn't have that, with one exception that I don't want to talk about because potential spoilers. So yeah, so we have 2 walk cards, cost 0 time. Short rest. I'm out of breath and these wounds hurt like hell. I've got to take a break even if it... Wait, what am I saying? Okay, that's long enough. So yeah, this allows you to get back some health or time. I'm assuming I don't recognize some of these icons, so I'll look that up later. 1 short rest. Focus. Actually, is there a... Oh, it says, okay. Let's go back here. Okay, so focus allows you to decrease the horror level, maybe get some time. Oh, okay, think. I know what I have to do. It's scary, but I have to get over that and focus on my next move. Another focus. Weak attack. So it does 1 damage. And there's the possibility for you to lose some health while doing that. This is never going to work. This is never going to work. I'm just reading the quotes on the bottom. Okay, so those are the ones you get for free. For 1 time, we have Close Call. Play after any horror roll to reroll any 1 die, or lose 2 time to reroll all dice. Whew, that was close. Good thing I averted that disaster. Or did I? Sorry, my face is a little bit washed out. This is the first time I've used this setup since I got married in February. So yeah, get that going. Another Close Call. Guard. You can ignore all damage or just ignore some damage. Oh hell, it's going to attack. Dodge, deflect, or whatever I have to do to stay alive. 2 of those. Search. Take the top 2 item cards of your space and choose 1. Place the other on top face down or underneath face down. Okay, so yeah, take some items. There's got to be something useful in here. A weapon or something that can help me survive. Why is this happening to me? Good question. Okay, sprint, move up to 3 spaces, lose some time. 2 spaces, 1 space, lose time, lose health. Or, well, that's interesting. So there's, with some of these, there's the option, some things that you can do. So you can either, if you get no successes, move 1 space, lose a health, move 2, or lose 2 time, and your turn ends. Or you can just lose a health and lose 2 time. Your turn doesn't end, but you also don't move. Run. Where? Anywhere! Okay. Improvise. Until this action phase ends, all 3s and 4s are successes. Time to improvise, to go off script. They'll never see it coming. Okay, distraction. A nice way of decreasing the horror level. I need some sort of distraction to buy myself some time. Planning allows you to get some extra dice. That seems potentially useful. I need a plan. Think. Wait, if I just... And then... And finally... Yes! That could work. It has to work. Furious Strike. Decrease the horror level and deal some damage. I don't like swearing, so I'm not going to read that one. But yeah, we'll just hold that up to the camera. Does that focus? There we go. Actually, yeah, I can censor with like good play stuff. Bench? Who are you calling bench? You want a bench? I'll show you a bench. Furious Strike. Retaliate. Ignore all damage from attack and deal some damage back. I'm not scared anymore. The next time it attacks, I'll be ready. I'm gonna kill that godforsaken thing. Long rest. Get a lot of health back. Am I safe? I need to stop and recover. I need to stop the bleeding or I won't have any energy left to finish this. And finally, critical blow. You deal a lot of damage. If I land this, it could be the killing blow. Don't screw this up. So yeah, those are the action cards. These are going to be used in every game. And those fit back right here. I'm typically a compulsive sleever with games, but not going to sleeve this, just like we didn't sleeve Hostage Negotiator, because, yeah, there's a policy that if any of these cards get too worn out, they will, or AJ will replace them for free. So, yeah, the main reason I sleeve stuff is to just prevent damage. So, I mean, if you're going to get a free replacement, don't need to do that. So, cool. So let's put this back. Down. And that is our core box. That doesn't quite fit in there. Okay, we'll put this over here with the other back thing. Yeah, you can read through the rules later. And magnetically seals. Cool. Okay, up next, I have the classic Camp Happy, or the Happy Trails Horror, starring Hans the Butcher. And yeah. So let's open this up. Yeah, come on. Sometimes I'm good at opening things, sometimes I'm not. There we go. Okay. Did well with this one. Okay. So on the back. Yeah, we got a sense of what comes in this. So in this box we have detachable killer board, detachable location board, 2 final girl cards, 24 terror cards, 3 dark power cards, 1 epic dark power card, I don't really know what that means at the moment, 3 finale cards, 18 item cards, 10 event cards, 5 setup cards, 2 rules sheets, and 6 tokens. Cool. So yeah, put that over there, put that over there. Let's open this up. So yeah, one of the reasons they're all magnetic is because everything just comes off. So on this side we have, yep, this is the killer for the set, Hans the Butcher. So yeah, we have that. Hans the Butcher. They say he wears a worn butcher's smock, stained dark with blood. His sledgehammer, which he drags behind him, supposedly weighs over 50 pounds and could crush an elephant's skull. He's over 7 feet tall, and his eyes glow a bright scarlet, but the worst part is the iron mask he wears, fashioned to look like a pig, and the wet crunching sounds that can be heard beneath it. Excerpt from A History of Happy Trails. No special rules. Yeah, so this is like one of the, or like the simplest one to face at the beginning. And okay, that doesn't open. So over here we have Hans Mini. No. That's some nice foam just to keep that protected. And speaking of that, so that's the Hans Mini, and I also have the Hans Biggie. Big version. I need to re-glue it to the base. Oh, that's actually a different pose. I didn't realize that. Yeah, this one is dragging a sledgehammer, and this one has a cleaver and a head. Oh, this one's been a bit busy. Yeah. That. This is a mini. I'm calling the other one Biggie. You know, the Van Ryder games just started doing those. It's pretty cool. Yeah, here. Oh, it says killer right there. That's useful. So we have an epic finale. And then we have all these cards. I'm not going to be looking through these right now, just because I haven't played this yet, and I want some surprises. Yeah, go back in. So yeah, we're not going to spoil everything, but we have that. Not quite sure why this one is just floating on top. And yeah, that is Hans, the butcher. And yeah, all the cards have like symbols that go along with it. So his symbol is the pig. Yeah, there we go. So I'll put that back on. Flip it over. And on this side, we have Camp Happy Trails. Which, so yeah, actually flip this over to the other side. I just want to see something. Nope. Opening it the wrong way. Oh god, everything's coming apart. Oh, this is a mistake. So I have both of those next to each other. Here's the Hans Mini. So yeah, that's how that fits. And then let's just see how big this would be if we decide to start using this. Not as bad as I thought size-wise, although it does cover up the entire thing. You could actually have a game work with this. Okay. Put Hans away. Yeah, opening up both of these sides at once is not recommended. Okay. Yeah. Oh no. Okay. Oh, oops. I forgot. Oh, this is rough. Sorry, everyone. I forgot to put the Hans Mini away. I wonder what that space is supposed to be for. Come on. There we go. Yeah. Okay, there's a thing under there. For Lori's eyes only, do not open until you have survived a game with Lori. I don't know if I was supposed to see that. Possible secrets being revealed here. Oh, that's upside down. But yeah, normally I think the Mini comes elsewhere, but since this is the ultimate version, they come integrated with it. Another one of those envelopes. This is upside down. Okay. Camp Happy Trails with the little tent thing. Camp Happy Trails. Welcome to Camp Happy Trails, home to teenage love, unforgettable friendships, and idyllic summer memories. Go fishing on the lake, get in some archery practice at the range, listen to ghost stories around the fire pit, or sneak off to Makeout Point. Life is always an adventure at Camp Happy Trails. Wait a second, is that screaming I hear in the distance? Oh, fiddlesticks, those spooky stories must be getting to me. I'm sure it's just screams of joy from the other campers. Hot dog, summers at Camp Happy Trails are to die for, and there's a little bug crawling around because we have a small bug problem in our home right now. Shoot, making a video. Thanks. Okay, let's take a look at what we have in here. Very smart. Okay, so we get another mini here. We have a boat. Yeah, so I think there's like a vehicle that goes along with each location. So I guess the Camp Happy Trails is, it says on the bottom, motorboat. Did that show up? There we go. I want to get into painting these. This game was the game that made me want to start getting into painting things. So what do we have here? We have some tokens. Looks like 2 doors, a bear trap. What is that? Ripper in a box, a skull, and the boat. Ah, and on the back there's these, so I guess you don't know what token is what. We have some setup cards and event cards, and once again, I'm not going to be looking through these in advance. Oh yeah, it says location right here. It said killer on the other one. Yeah, so event cards, setup cards, item cards, and over here we have the terror cards. So the way it was in Hostage Negotiator, it was like you take some generic one or some generic cards and mix them with some cards that are specific to that abductor. And I think in this game, what you take some location cards and some killer cards and mix those together, and that's how you get your deck. And there are no special rules for Camp Happy Trails, so yeah. This is a good recommended one to start out with, just because it's the simplest one. There's nothing special. Well, it's not that there's nothing special. There's no stuff that's really unique just to these specific things. Oh, wait, I forgot to see who are the final girls in this one. Or are those cards somewhere else? That's interesting. So yeah, they're not listed there. Flip this over. Ah, okay, the final girl cards are inside the killer deck. So with Camp Happy Trails, we get Lori and Reiko? R-E-I-K-O. I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce that. So yeah, and you can see them on the box. This is Lori, and that's Reiko. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm gonna butcher that, I'm sorry. Okay, so that is Camp Happy Trails. Up next, we have The Haunting of Creech Manor. How am I doing on time? 25 minutes in. Not too bad. Actually, that is pretty bad. We have a lot to go through. No idea how long this video is going to take. Okay, so can you survive the night in Creech Manor? Oh, I forgot to read the Camp Happy Trails thing. Just rewind a little bit. Confront your greatest fear. I have to lean this way so it's not angled. Confront your greatest fears. Wait, sorry, I am all over the place. Sorry. We're gonna go back even further. Read the core box. Horror awaits. Ever wanted to star in your own horror movie? Now's your chance. In Final Girl, you become the heroine of the story. This is a solo game unlike any other that brings many horror movie tropes to life using the innovative and endlessly replayable feature film game system. Every second counts as you manage your time and actions in the game. One mistake could mean your death. Will you try to save the other victims, or search for items to help you destroy the killer? Play cards, roll dice, and feel the exhilaration and the dread in every moment. This core box is the primary components of the game, but must be combined with at least one feature film box. So grab this box and one or more of the feature film boxes, and you will have everything you need to play. Since any killer can be played at any location, adding additional feature film boxes will greatly increase your options and provide exciting new challenges. Thirsty? Always remember to hydrate. Okay, so we have that. Camp Happy Trails. Welcome to Camp Happy Trails. Confront your greatest fears in the horror at Happy Trails. A thrilling addition to your Final Girl experience. Choose either of the two included Final Girls, Lori or Reiko, and go head-to-head with Hans the Butcher, an unstoppable killer who hides behind an iron mask and bludgeons his victims to death with a massive sledgehammer. Scavenge the camp for whatever weapons and tools will help you survive, including axes, bear traps, and even the keys to the motorboat. It'll take every last ounce of courage to make it home from this summer camp in one piece. Cool. And just looking at these, so yeah, so it's pretty standard what's included in each box. I guess the only difference between at least the quantity of contents between Happy Trails and Creech Manor is that Creech Manor has one less token. Other than that, it's the same number of stuff. Okay, can you survive the night in Creech Manor? In addition to the Final Girl experience called The Haunting of Creech Manor, or in the addition to the Final Girl experience called The Haunting of Creech Manor, it is up to you to save a little girl named Carolyn who has become the target of a malevolent spirit. Use either of the included Final Girls, Selena or Alice, and try to avoid becoming the next victim of the poltergeist of Creech Manor. Search for Carolyn in terrifying rooms like the attic and the closet. Once you've found her, escape the manor with your lives before it is too late. Carolyn's life, not to mention your own, is in your hands. But will you survive both? But will you both survive, even? Yeah, so that. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, there we go. So here's one of them. And here's the other. So let's start with the killer side first. I can see Carolyn in the window over there. So we have Poltergeist. How do you fight a poltergeist? Let me ask you something. How does one fight something one cannot see? It's simple. You don't. You get the hell out of there and you don't look back. You don't turn back. You don't do anything but run. If you do, it will ruin you. Mentally, physically, and emotionally. Then it will kill you. Testimony of a former Creech Manor groundskeeper. So, okay. Yeah, so I'm not going to read through all these, but here's just an example of some special rules. So set up the game as normal with the following changes to the item decks when playing with the Poltergeist. Carolyn and Mr. Floppy item cards will always be included in the game, but neither will ever start the game face up on an item deck. Create the item decks as follows, or using your own method, as long as you ensure the previous statement is true. Take 10 of the... No, okay, well, I'll skip the exact details. So yeah. Carolyn and Mr. Floppy. I don't know who that is. And then other special rules. The Poltergeist has no health and cannot be attacked, damaged, or killed. Ignore any effects that would damage the Poltergeist. Note, action cards that inflict damage may still be useful against some of the Poltergeist's terror cards. That's an interesting one. Since the Poltergeist cannot be attacked, you do not win against her in the normal way. Instead, the only way to win against the Poltergeist is to find Carolyn and save her by reaching a door while she is with you. If the forgetting something, highlighted, epic dark power card is revealed, in addition to finding and saving Carolyn, you will also have to find her stuffed friend, Mr. Floppy. Carolyn may never be discarded or removed from the game, and any game effect doing so should be ignored. However, she may get shuffled back into an item deck, which is perfectly normal. Mr. Floppy has an effect that can be used if it is discarded, but cannot be used until the dark power is revealed. Can never be discarded due to a game effect before the dark power is revealed, or if the forgetting something epic dark power is in play. So yeah. Okay, we have... Oh. Yeah, we have the cards here. And here are the two special cards, Mr. Floppy and Carolyn. Show those briefly. That can get focus. There we go. So we have those two, and the regular cards. And we have two minis this time. We have the Poltergeist. Doesn't want to focus because it is a ghostly apparition. Come on. Oh, I had it for a second there. There we go. I know. Poltergeist. Lily is having fun inside a cardboard box. And get a Carolyn mini. There. Oh, I had it for a moment. Yeah. There we go. Okay, so I guess like I guess not both of these are always going to be used, but sometimes they are. Okay, so that's the Poltergeist of Creech Manor. Ghost icon. And flip this side over. And we get Creech Manor itself. Creech Manor is over 100 years old with the kind of character and historic charm that people love. It is the kind of home where every step, every new room can call to one's imagination a story from the past. But the stories of Creech Manor are filled with horrifying events, macabre happenings, and supernatural powers beyond human understanding. Go away, for evil reigns within. Let's read that. Some special rules for this location: one-way movement spaces. I think I see one of those right there. Yeah, so you can only move. A few of the spaces have exits in one direction. These spaces have white arrows and lines indicating which direction you can move. Spaces are still to be considered adjacent in both directions. You're not allowed to move against an arrow. You can't climb up the tire swing and go back in a window, nor can you go through the hole in the ceiling in the washroom on the left side of the board. Enemies and victims are the same. The rope ladder is the only exception in terms of one-way space into a normal space. So we have some window spaces. These blue ones right there. Special type. There are two window spaces. They don't have any special rules, but terror and event cards will specifically reference them. And then we have the ladder. Cards that refer to the ladder are specifically referring to the ladder on the outside of the building, over here, that connects the left exit space and the washroom on the 3rd floor. The ladder leading to the attic, where's that? Oh, right there. Is artistic in nature and is never impacted by game effects. And then all spaces are inside except these three, which are considered outside. Cool. So go over here. This game's vehicle is the helicopter. Yeah, so we have some cards, we have our tokens, helicopter, what is that? Not sure what that is. It's like a cheap ladder, a skull, and a lock, and then our various cards right there. And Creature Manor has the little, like, put that in frame, house symbol. So that is Creature Manor. Ta-da. Let's go this way. I'm just looking at the outside where, yeah, I think that's the outside, because if you put this on the outside, it looks, actually that works too. As long as I'm consistent, I think it's okay. Next, we have Slaughter in the Grove. This one I have heard stories about being an absolute nightmare. So, I'm gonna wait a little bit before diving into this one, in terms of playing it. Okay. Free admission to the Sacred Groves. The term tourist trap will be redefined in this addition to the Final Girl experience, as the gods take their vengeance out on you and the other suspecting victims in the slaughter at the Groves. Choose either of the included final girls, Barbara or Adelaide, to end the deadly retribution being brought by Inkayamba the Avenger. Inkayamba, or Inky, I think as people affectionately call them. Thing to show afterwards. Draws his rage from the gods themselves, and if left unchecked, he and the blood of his victims will be all that is left. Can you stop the masked killer before it is too late? Brief pause, I need to go give cats food. Okay, I'm back. It's warm over here. So yeah, a lot of these feature films are, you can tell they're based on things, like this is based on Poltergeist. This one is based on, like, Friday the 13th. This one is a completely original thing. So, in fact. Okay, so that side and that side. So which one do we want first? No, sorry. I will start with the killer side. So we have Inkanyamba. Yeah, so what do we have here? Whoever Inkanyamba used to be, or where he came from, no longer matters. He has taken for himself the name of the legendary monster and has become a creature of pure wrath. His sole purpose is to exact vengeance on those around him, even if he long ago forgot the reasons for that vengeance. In order to overcome him, you will need to manage his ever-rising anger, represented by Killer Wrath. If it boils over, you will never survive the ensuing onslaught. And we have a Killer Wrath card. Yeah. As that increases, it gets much harder to defeat. Yeah, special setup. Use the Killer Wrath card. Include both Atonement action cards. Killer Wrath, whenever you are instructed to increase or decrease, yes, that's a word, decrease, move the tracking marker on the Killer Wrath card up or down the appropriate number of levels. The marker can never be below 1 or above 10, so ignore any additional increases or decreases that would move the marker beyond those levels. Whenever you are instructed to unleash, check the current level in the Killer Wrath card and apply any effects listed there. This may include increasing horror, Inkanyamba recovering health, performing a killer action, or a combination of things. Some card effects will allow you to reduce, but the primary way is to purchase and play Atonement action cards. Okay, Atonement action cards may be played to try... Oh, so that's in addition to the the action cards from the core set. Okay, so that's interesting. Halter's Negotiator also had a thing where you would sometimes have some unique action cards against certain abductors. Okay. Atonement cards may be used to try and decrease Killer Wrath or Divine Wrath. I wonder what that is. They are unique in that there is an additional success line for you if you get 3 or more successes on a horror roll. Interesting. And I forgot to show off that we also have a biggie for Poltergeist. I'm doing that backwards. I am doing that backwards. Sorry. I was like, what is the back of the person's head? Yeah. These are the only 2 biggies so far. Hope they make more, like one for each killer. That would be fun to have. But yeah, so far that's all we have, just those 2. So if we take a look at here, yeah, I guess they all have these little envelopes. Here we have, oh, that's an interesting one. The Inkanya. Or I'm butchering the name. That many. Very sharp things. Heck of an angle. And then, yeah. We got our cards here. Yeah, I don't know why that one's loose. Curious about that. Might have to ask on the Van Ryder Games Discord, which I recommend everyone join because it's a fun place, great group of people, one of my favorite communities. Oh, and the symbol for Inkanyamba is these 2 crossed, like, little scythe things. I think that's the weapon. That. Flip this over, and we have the Sacred Groves, which has the symbol of a tombstone. Oh, I guess this is a Divine Wrath. Sacred Groves. The gods are furious over the desecration of their sacred places by idiotic, obnoxious tourists. They forged an unholy pact with the killer, unleashing their wrath upon you and the obvious victims in an attempt to cleanse the groves with blood and fire. As you fight to survive against the killer's onslaught, you'll need to simultaneously contend with the fury of the gods, represented by Divine Wrath. Special setup. You have the Divine Wrath. You also have, just open this right now. You have this, which is the Sacred Grove's Bloodlust track. And we also have this little one, the Sacred Grove's Finale. Place it to the side. It is only needed if the finale is revealed, because sometimes you'll fail before that. Include both atonement action cards. These are included on the other side with the killer. And yeah, special rules. Divine Wrath. Whenever you are instructed to increase or decrease, move the tracking marker. Yeah, makes sense. For Unleashed, same as the other side. Check that. Do those things. Whenever Bloodlust increases, in addition to applying any effects on the killer board, you must apply the effect listed on the matching line of the Sacred Grove's Bloodlust track. Okay. That's an interesting thing. Yeah, this gets placed at the end of a finale card. You can kind of see that here. That basically looks like. Sacred Spaces. Which are these red ones? The new type of space. The more victims that are located at sacred spaces, the angrier the gods may become, and the higher chance that Divine Wrath will increase. Okay, so try to keep victims away from there. And then, yeah, we have our cards, some more cards, and our tokens. We have 2 out-of-order things. Danger, fire, and explosion, I guess? Yeah. So that is Sacred Groves. Make sure all that is put back. There we go. and that is Slaughter in the Grove. A little thirsty. Up next, we have Carnage at the Carnival. Hope everyone out there is doing well. I'm having a mild anxiety attack at the moment. So. Family comes first at the Carnival of Blood. There is nothing like a fun family outing to the carnival. Carnage at the Carnival is an addition to the Final Girl experience you won't soon forget. Geppetto the Puppet Master is looking to add to his family, and you and the other unsuspecting carnival goers are just what he is looking for. Choose either of the included final girls, Asami or Charlie, to fight back the fearsome puppets and their evil master. Be careful not to fall victim to one of his deadly traps as you try to make this the carnival's final show. Charlie, not the final girl Charlie, but just, I guess, similar name, is the name of one of my favorite Eighth Doctor companions, for those who are into the Doctor Who Big Finish audio dramas. Like those. Okay. So, that over there. And we have Geppetto the Puppet Master, whose symbol is a hat. He travels from state to state and runs his operation for a few days just like any other freak show would. When it grows in popularity, that's when he makes his move, adding as many of them to his family as he can. He keeps us around to keep up appearances, but I fear one day he will welcome me into the family too. Excerpt from the Journal of Harris Campbell, Theme Park Ride Operator. A special setup. We have a puppets card. It must be somewhere. Must be somewhere in here. We have a puppets card and 3 puppet tokens. So we get, this is the first one that has minions. So you can have those tokens. Or we also have all 3 of these the same. Yeah. You can see little puppet minis. Will they focus? A little bit there. Yeah. They're so tiny. How the heck am I going to paint those? And then the Geppetto mini. Come on, I'm going to focus. Focus. Nope, doesn't want to focus on his back, only his front. So, and then, oh god. Special rules. Yeah, I'm not going to read this. I'll just skim. Puppets are considered minions, for to page 32. There's 3 of them. Whenever a puppet is killed, place it on the puppets card on the exhausted space. Each killer phase begins with spawning a puppet. Some of Geppetto's terror cards will specify whether an action line applies to the puppets, but many do not. When resolving a killer action on a terror card that does not specify whether it applies to the puppets, each puppet on the board will resolve the full action one at a time. If there are multiple puppets, you may choose which order they resolve the action in. After each puppet is gone, resolve the same action for Geppetto. So there's a lot of stuff going on in this one. Puppets have string. Oh, wait, I skipped one. Puppets have 1 health and 1 attack. Movement value is the same as Geppetto's. Puppets have strings and are attached to their master. Song from Pinocchio. And Avengers Age of Ultron. There are no strings on me. They must end their movement within 2 spaces of Geppetto. They may move farther than 2 spaces as long as they end within 2 spaces. This can sometimes happen when a puppet's target is within 2 spaces, but taking the most direct route to reach that target will momentarily place them 3 or more away. If a special effect results in them being more than 2 spaces, the next time the puppet must choose a target, it will instead target Geppetto, attempting to end its movement as soon as it is exactly within 2 spaces. Interesting. And a puppet must stop moving, either any additional movement it may have had is lost. Okay. Sounds like a little complicated one. Yeah. That is Geppetto, the Puppet Master. Not lining up. Magnets aren't lining up 100%. There we go. And now we have the location, the Carnival of Blood, featuring such things as the House of Mirrors, the Clown Car, the Forest of Horrors, the Big Top, animal cages, and things to astonish. I haven't been reading the names of locations. I should do that. So yeah, the symbol for that is a ticket. There we go, ticket. Of course the public doesn't know we call it the Carnival of Blood. We are still trying to sell tickets, you know. There is a reason we roam the country finding new towns to set up in, and it ain't because we like to travel. The management pays good, and they leave the help like me alone, so that's good enough for me. Someone comes in and never makes it home? That's not my problem. Name withheld by request. Manager of the House of Horrors. So, let's see what we have in here. We have cards. Our tokens are... don't know what those are. What was that? A golf cart and a skull, I think. Cards. We have our golf cart mini. There. Okay, special setup. 3 item trap cards. Maybe that's what these are. Yeah, some special deck stuff. An item trap is hidden inside each item deck. Special rules. We have the item traps. There are 3 item traps randomly hidden within the item decks. They will only be discovered by searching at a location with a wrench symbol. If you draw an item trap, you must resolve it unless otherwise noted. For example, if you have Zappo with you, that means... then there are also terror traps. When a terror trap card is drawn, resolve it like you would other ones. It instructs you to place the accompanying trap token. Oh, that's what these are. These are for the terror traps. Place it on the current space. The effects occur immediately, applying to you and any victims in your space. Victims are always killed, but each trap affects you differently. Refer to the terror trap reference card for each trap's specific effects. Once you're done, discard it, the card. Trap tokens are not discarded and remain on the board for the rest of the game. Each time you or a victim enters a space with a trap token, apply the trap's effects accordingly. Enemies are not targeted by traps for any reason and completely ignore them. So that should be interesting. I know traps make a reappearance in Series 3 with the Tormentor. So, wonder what it must be like playing the Tormentor at the Carnival of Blood. Interesting. Okay, and that is that. Why not? Yeah. And the final feature film for this time, Frightmare on Maple Lane. This is a reference to Nightmare on Elm Street. Come on, there we go. I have so much of those. Much cellophane. Rest in peace on Maple Lane. The suburbs are quiet no more, as dreams have turned to frights in this addition to the Final Girl experience. In Frightmare on Maple Lane, the notorious dream doctor, Dr. Fright, is looking for vengeance. He will stop at nothing to make the ones responsible for his untimely death pay with their blood. That is a typo. I don't think that should be apostrophe. Choose either of the included final girls, Nancy or Sheila, and enter the dream world to face your fright. Whether awake or asleep, you're going or you'll need to convince your neighbors to let you in their house if you're going to have any hope of surviving the Frightmare. So let's start with Dr. Fright. Creepy cover. Dr. Fright, the Dream Doctor. So we have there, and we have a mini. Oops. And that go flying out. Pitchfork. Sorry if I'm rushing through. I feel like I have a lot of stuff to go through, and I have like an hour left before I have to go to work. Unless I just push work to late, starting later, and then finish later. That's the benefits of working from home, flexible hours. Ooh, we got a booklet with this one instead of a single page. Okay. It was in some sort of boiler room, and I was in some sort of boiler room, and a grotesque man with a pitchfork was chasing me. I was sure he was going to kill me. It felt so real. He had pockmarked scars all over his skin, and his eyes were milky white. A strange black something, maybe a cloud of eyes, swirled behind him. I was terrified, so I turned and ran. I rounded a corner and lost my footing. I staggered into some pipes, and they burnt my skin so badly. That's when I woke up. I thought it was all a dream, but I had a severe burn on my arm from the pipes. Spring Hill Police Report, Case ID 26006135. I wonder if that number is an Easter egg of some kind. Okay, special setup. Shuffle the boiler room cards, place them face down, then place the awake/sleep card on top of the deck with the awake side face up. This is the boiler room deck. Oh, we have a lot of stuff here. I'm going to super skim this. When playing against Dr. Fright, there are two important game states to understand: being awake and being asleep. When you're awake, the game mostly proceeds as normal, but when you're asleep, you enter the boiler room, a terrifying dream world where nothing is as it seems. Yeah, so you have looks like you have a separate deck for the boiler room. When you're awake, you do stuff as normal. Dr. Fright is not able to attack you, and you are not able to attack him. Some special cards allows Dr. Fright to attack you while you're awake. When you're asleep, you can move around the board, attack Dr. Fright, and even search for items. This represents you moving around in the dream and perhaps finding, or manifesting, an item or weapon. Dr. Fright can now attack you. Victims will not follow you, nor are you able to save them, and you must resolve one boiler room card at the end of the killer phase. And then we have a lot of stuff about the boiler room. I'll look through that later once I really understand what the game is going. And yeah, then we have an example of how that works. And symbol for Dr. Fright is some scratch marks, I would guess from the pitchfork. Though oddly enough, it's 4 scratches and a three-pronged pitchfork. So a little unclear as to why. And I just noticed that, yeah, you get some artwork on the sides of those. So that's cool. And that is Dr. Fright. Sorry, I had to cough. Now we have the location, Maple Lane. Featuring the boyfriend's house, intersection, the Smalley's house. Ooh. Sorry, I'm oohing preemptively. Maple Lane runs through a typical American suburb Maple Lane runs through a typical American suburban neighborhood in the quaint town of Spring Hill. Maple Lane was a street like any other, at least until someone got murdered. Now the residents are fearful of outsiders and wary of each other. That doesn't stop them from gathering for holidays and letting their children play in the streets. They may soon regret having such a false sense of security. And yes, we have the Maple Leaf, of course. Special setup for item decks. There's one deck for each quadrant. So northwest, northeast, southeast, and southwest. Include both convince action cards in the action tableau. You can see those here. I guess now's as good a time as I need to take this out. So with convince, enter an adjacent house. You may take the top item. Yeah, please let me in. I don't want to die out here. Okay, we also we have a lot of tokens. What does this say? 21 tokens, and then so that's 6, 18, and then we have 3 blank things. I guess just for the heck of it. That's a lot of tokens. Some of them looks like don't do anything. Holy tokens, Batman. And then we have 2 different vehicles, it looks like. We have... Oh, wait, let's see. A lot of them have names underneath them saying what they are, but these don't for some reason. We have a car. And we have a bicycle. Okay, so that's that. Other special rules. Yeah, street spaces, things like that. There's street spaces as well as the intersection space. Okay, so houses. Draw all these. Only some of them are named. Actually, 2 of them are named. The others aren't. When a house is successfully searched, draw the item cards from the item deck, then place an X token on the house that you searched. It can no longer be searched. Okay, so that's what all those were. Okay, when a search yields multiple items, choose which you want to place the other on top of the quadrant's item deck. In the rare event that an item needs to be added to an item deck, but all the houses in that quadrant have been searched, add it to the deck for the closest quadrant that hasn't been searched. Since the residents of Maple Lane are so suspicious, can you blame them? You cannot enter an occupied house, which is defined as one or more of the victims in the house, using walk, sprint, or any other cards that allow movement. They'll have to be convinced to let you in the house. Panicking victims and enemies are not restricted, so they may move into an occupied house freely. If it is unoccupied, normal movement rules apply, and you can enter and exit the space as normal. Yeah, convincing involves using the convince action card. Oh. That is Maple Lane, and yeah, that is all of the feature films. So up next, we have the cast and crew box. I don't really know what this is. That's a good way to open this. There we go. I'd better clean all this wrapping stuff up before Ami gets home, or she is not going to be happy with me. Okay, cast and crew. Oh wait, is there a back thing to this? Oh, there isn't. Yeah, interesting. Okay, so Series 1 cast and crew. We have... Oh, okay. So we have... yeah, we have minis for all the different final girls. So going across. Reiko, Lori, Selena, Asami, Barbara, Adelaide, you know what? Let's check these out. We'll take a look. Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. We also have the Paula promo card, and that is an actual person. Kind of cool. I think a mini for them comes in Season 3. So yeah, let's see what we have. So we have Reiko. The camera. There's the camera. Comes with an axe. We have Lori, who has bow and arrow. Bow in one hand, arrows in the other. Want to focus. Come on, camera. It's so hard to autofocus in the name. There we go. Next we have Selena, who is armed with a flashlight and a pistol. There we go. And you can see the pistol there. We have Sami, who has a bunch of knives. She's holding two and has just a third one on her person. Yeah, if you have the casting crew box, this can, or yeah, so you can use these minis instead of the, what was I gonna say? I might just blanked out. Oh, instead of the Final Girl meeple. Then we have Adelaide, who has a baseball bat and a trash can lid for a shield, it looks like. Down to the bottom row, we have Alice with a double barrel shotgun. We have Charlie with a gigantic hammer that looks like one of those, I'm guessing, yeah, from the carnival, it looks like one of those test your strength hammers. Or something you would expect to see Harley Quinn with. Turn it back. We have Melanie, who looks unarmed. Let's see a weapon on them. Oh, and yeah, if we go back, then yeah, you can see all these different people on the front of the box. Yeah, it looks like Melanie is just unarmed. I don't know, did she like punch people, or how does that work? Or, and I guess, yeah, this gives a little bit of a guide in terms of how to paint the characters if you want to have them look like they do in the front of the box. Where was I? All right. We have Nancy with dual machetes, which every suburban home should have. You never know when you'll need to use them. And then we have Sheila, who has a stake and a cross, so I guess she's ready to kill some vampires. Focus, please, camera. There we go. And that is the Final Girls for Series 1. It says the secret envelope cards can be stored down here. And the Final Girl cards can be stored over here. So that way, when you want to mix and match, you don't need to go into the specific like killers or locations to pull them out. You can just get them all from here. And then we have the Terror from Above vignette expansion. So these are, oh man, you get a nice thing to make this easy to open. So the way the vignettes work is, yeah, it's an additional killer that doesn't come with a location. So in this Terror from Above, let's open that up. I'm so bad at opening tuck boxes. Yeah, so go for that after. A cloud hangs over you and the rest of the unsuspecting and the victims in the area. You soon realize it is no cloud at all, and that rain would be a more preferable occurrence than what is about to take place. You watch in horror as the first bird dives and is quickly followed by what seems like 100 more. The screams begin and you snap yourself alert, trying to determine the best course of action. How will you survive this terror from above? This is a vignette expansion that can be used in combination with any location, one of which is included in each of the Final Girl feature films, sold separately. So we have a bunch of different cards. And oh yeah, there's no board for this killer, so it's a little bit different. We have a lot of different bird tokens. What is that? 12 in each, so 36 bird tokens. Or, if you want, we have a bunch of bird miniatures. I'll take those out, but yeah, you can see that, yeah, sometimes they're single birds, double birds, triple birds. So that's cool. Go back in there. I wonder what it's supposed to do with the tokens, because I feel like once these are punched out, I don't know how well the tokens are going to fit in this box. But yeah, that is the vignette. Each of the series has one. And yeah, that is the cast and crew box. And finally, or almost finally, there's one more thing. We have the bonus features. This is heavy. Not expecting that to be so weighty, because like these are like nice and light. This one, there is some dense stuff in this one, because it's easily weighs like 2 to 3 times as more as any of those boxes, but it's half the size. So yeah, that's I guess 4 to 6 times as dense. So much cellophane. I should probably stop saying that. No idea what is in this. Bonus features. Ah, okay. So we have in here feature film rulebook. So this has all of the rules for the different locations and killers. And then also a series of achievements. So things that you can get with each thing. So for example, for Camp Happy Trails, we have defeat Hans at Camp Happy Trails, defeat Hans at 5 different locations, defeat Hans when his epic dark power has been revealed, defeat in extreme horror mode, defeat Hans without saving any victims, that's a bit heartless, defeat Hans without losing any health, defeat Hans with your bare hands, you cannot attack with any weapons. So what, Melanie I think was the one that looked like they didn't have any weapons. Defeat Hans after he is revived once, inflict 6 damage on Hans in a single attack, and discard both of Hans' minor powers in a single attack. And yeah, so are they all like similar? Yeah, they're all similar. And then like some specific stuff, such as for Creech Manor, save 2 victims with the helicopter. Oh wait, oh sorry, Camp Happy Trails has its own set of achievements. Win a game, 5 different killers. Lure the killer into the bear trap by using the fireworks. That is oddly specific. Save both your boyfriend and your girlfriend in a single game. So I guess the whatever final girl you're playing with then is canonically bisexual. Save the damned in a game. I don't know what that means. Deliver the killing blow to the killer with the axe immediately after using the pepper spray. A lot of very specific ones. Use the lucky rabbit's foot and receive all 4 bonuses. Have a space burst into flames when both you and the killer are there at the same time. Defeat the killer in the lake. Yep, definitely Friday the 13th going on here. During the bonfire setup, save all victims that begin 6 victims that begin at the fire pit, and save 5 victims in a single turn. Yeah, I won't go through all the achievements, but yeah, you can see those, get a sense of them. So it's cool to have all those in one place. That's that. We have the lore and scenario. So, for example, oh yeah, so we get some like story behind the different characters. Yeah, different characters. There is lore for the birds. What does that look like? Oh, there's actually quite a lot of lore for the birds. I wasn't expecting that. And then yeah, for each there's different. I'll just read this. Introduction. The Final Girl game is a cinematic world where horrors, both realistic and fantastical, exist. This book is meant to not only give you a glimpse into some of the history of its characters, but also let you play a part in the stories. On the following pages, you will find the backgrounds for each of the iconic killers in the game. Then, if you wish, you can play out the events of that killer's film franchise by facing off against them in a unique set of scenarios. Each killer's arc is different. Sometimes a specific final girl will be featured, sometimes the scenarios Sometimes the scenarios will occur chronologically, and sometimes they will be connected only through the killer themselves or a thematic element. As such, it is recommended that the scenarios for any given killer be played in order if possible, but feel free to jump directly to the scenarios of any killer that interests you if you wish. Each scenario should be set up as you would a normal game of Final Girl, but using the specific elements listed for that scenario. For example, if a scenario lists specific tarot cards, those are the cards that should be used to make the tarot deck, but it should still be randomly shuffled. In the back of this book, you will find lore for each of the Final Girl characters, the protagonists of the film, plus a few helpful strategy tips that might help you when playing the game with that particular Final Girl. We hope you find yourself completely immersed in the game and the stories we feel so fortunate to tell through Final Girl. You have our eternal thanks for supporting our work. AJ and Evan. Yeah, so we have those. Let's just take a look at a random one. Yeah, so the infamous Night of the Pig, which is apparently, or from what I've heard, is a very difficult one. Lori had never wanted to come to camp, much less participate in the annual nighttime treasure hunt, but her girlfriend had been very convincing. "It'll be fun, babe. Come on. Do it for me?" Lori never could say no to Lucy. Within minutes of the starting whistle, they'd become separated, and now Lori was lost and becoming angrier by the minute. But her anger turned to fear when the screams began. She frenetically began searching for something to use as a weapon, anything, when she remembered that the new camp director was a pacifist and had gotten rid of archery, wood carving, and anything resembling a weapon. Uh-oh. Damn it, Lucy, what have you gotten us into? Lori would have to make do with her hands if she, and Lucy, were to survive the night and whatever was out there in the dark. Okay, so Final Girl is Lori, set up a treasure hunt, don't know what that means, just because I haven't looked at those specific cards. 12 items, lucky dice, pepper spray, energy drink, lucky rabbit's foot, bear trap, trash can lid, fireworks, mysterious pills, map, whistle, first aid kit, and flashlight. 2 event cards, stubborn kids and girlfriend, which should be in the order they are listed. Camp Happy Trails tarot cards, fire, and let's go see if the rumors are true. Mountain's tarot cards are he wants fresh blood, ×2. He just keeps coming. He just came out of nowhere. He kept swinging his hammer and killing. Horrific hammer rush, taking souvenirs, unholy speed. Dark power is dark obsession, and finale is bloodbath. Not that they list. I mean, I understand why they list those, but I wonder if that does make it like a little predictable, or how much that impacts it. So yeah, we have all those. And then we have lore for these. Yeah, that's pretty neat. Cool. And then finally, or actually not finally, there's more of these. Oh, actually there's a lot of these. Hold on. Let's tip these this way. We have gruesome deaths. So these are like special things. Let's see. Let's read the beginning of this one. You hold in your hands a book of gruesome deaths for use with Camp Happy Trails. Inside, you will find horrible and terrifying descriptions of death at the hands of the Final Girl lineup of killers. This experience is totally optional, but it is a fun way to spice up the story as you play a game of Final Girl. How to use this book. Once you have determined which killer and location from the 30 different Season 1 combinations, yeah, so you can see how much this spirals out once you have everything. I think there's like 300 through if you get Seasons 1 through 3. Look at the table of contents on the next page. Find the applicable pages for that combination, and when a tarot card, or some other type of card, effect results in the death of a normal victim, turn to the section and find the name of the card. Then you may read the description of how the victim died before continuing your game. Sometimes there will be general kills that aren't tied to a specific card. Usually these will come from the killer's standard killer action during the killer phase before the tarot card is drawn. When this occurs, roll a die to determine which passage to read. Since this can happen multiple times during a game, we've included 6 different passages. Feel free to re-roll if you get the same passage a second time. Finally, a few cards might have various locations, Like fire, for example, we've included a different passage for each location, so read the one that applies. Story cohesion. As you can imagine, we've done our best to write the passages in a cohesive way so that there is not break in the thematic immersion. However, it might happen from time to time that the situation doesn't quite add up perfectly. Examples may include passages that include multiple people in the story, even though there may only be one victim in the space. Or perhaps a passage occurring indoors when the victim is in an outdoor space. It would be impossible for us to account for every possible situation. Not really impossible, just a lot of work. So I understand why they didn't do that. That would be this book would be significantly larger if they took for every possible one. Might be a fun thing for fans to do. It will be impossible for us to account for every possible situation, so we appreciate your understanding of this and feel free to make any modifications in your mind that you feel are necessary to keep the story's cohesion. Makes sense. We'd like to thank the talented Elizabeth Boyd and Ryan Georgian for contributing their writing talents to this project. Their work was many times greater than we expected, and we could not have completed this in a reasonable amount of time without their help. Rated R for vulgar language and extreme violence. Yeah. Won't go into details for these because I'll save those for like actual playthroughs, but cool. And that is that is everything for season 1. No, sorry, just kidding. It's almost everything. I would say look at the height of this pile, but it's completely blocked out by the camera. I wonder if we switch to the other view. No, you can't see it at all, but it is. Oh, it is just below where the camera is. Anyway, now we have finally this nice little VCR tape. The Series 1 game mat includes two 28 by 12 inch deluxe neoprene game mats to enhance your Final Girl experience. If purchased through a Kickstarter campaign as a returning backer, the mats may not be included in this box. I am not a returning backer. I am one of the people who is just like, I've never played this game, but I'm interested in it enough to just get everything right off the bat. Which was a bit expensive, but you know what? It seemed like you can get a lot of gameplay out of this, so expect to see this a bunch in the upcoming months, years, decades, who knows how long. Been looking forward to this one for a while. Okay. So open it up. And yeah, let's take a look here. If we can. Got the dude. So yeah, we have this, which unfortunately isn't rolling out fully just because of the huge stack of stuff. Yeah, here we have spots for item decks, locations, victim pool, events, terror deck, and active terror card. And then, yeah, this is the part where the camera can't show the whole thing because I guess I need to make it even higher. And then over here, we have, yeah, the terror track, health and stuff. Then, yeah, items, a bunch of tokens, and the card tableau with all the cards. I like the feel of this. Feels nice. So yeah, that is. Now we've seen everything from all of season 1, and am I ever going to be able to get these to fit back in the tubes? Let's see. Yeah, roll it a little bit tighter. Oh, that didn't work. Went at a bit of an angle that time. Maybe be able to get it to fit. Hopefully, please. Please, game, take pity on me. Wait. Might have it. Haha! Got it. Thank you, game, for taking pity on me. That. Could be a little bit flatter, but it works. Now for this one. Oh god, I need more space. Yep. Silly little sound. Okay, will this one fit? I think it might. Yeah, first try. Woo. And is being very kind to me. So there we go. Where'd I put the lid of that? I put the lid right here. Oops. And now we get to put everything back. So, up here, and there's nice spots for where you can see where everything goes. So, game boards, bonus features. I'm always forgetting how heavy that was. Casting group. Frightmare on Maple Lane. Carnage at the Carnival. Slaughter at the Groves. Haunting of Preach Manor. Happy Trails Horror. And the core box. So yeah, it's designed to look like, yeah, your VCR, and then you have like a bunch of tapes at the bottom. That's around the size of what it would be. So yeah, that is Series 1. I'm just going to take a brief pause, so I will be right back. Okay, welcome back. It's been a little bit. There's a cat visiting us now. I took the liberty of taking this out of the box, so you don't need to see me struggling with opening a cardboard box. This last time I struggled with that, but yeah, this time I was going to take this out first, but we have a cat visitor, so everyone likes cat visitors, don't they? And say hi to Harper. Harper, say hi to everyone. Where are you going? What are you doing? Excuse me. What are you doing? I have no idea what you're trying to do. Just notice at the bottom it says, "This is a cover sheet only. Box cover does not have logos or text and is the illustrations only." Series 2. Everything's going everywhere. Okay. So yeah. Season 2 or Series 2. I don't know which it is. I use the terms interchangeably. Yeah, Series 2 Ultimate Box. Important, this special Series 2 Ultimate Box includes the box of props. It does not contain a Final Girl core box, pictured here, which is needed to play the game. And what I didn't notice last time was on the back, it says, yeah, thank you for purchasing the Final Girl Series 2 Ultimate Box. You are now the proud owner of all of the retail content and promos for Final Girls Series 2. The contents of the interior boxes are packed slightly differently than if you'd purchased them all separately. Most things are pre-packed and organized for your convenience. Just be aware of this, as some contents may not be listed in that specific product's rules/content list. Yeah, and then you can see Series 1 and the upcoming Series 3. Yeah, it does not include the core box. But it does include box of props, the 5 feature films, Into the Void, Panic at Station 2891, Once Upon a Full Moon, A Knock at the Door, and Madness in the Dark. Includes the Terror from the Grave vignette. I guess Harper's just staying there for now. It includes miniatures for vehicles, or yeah, Series 2 Vehicle Miniatures Pack, Series 2 Miniatures Pack, Series 2 Game Mat Set, Terror from the Grave Zombie Miniatures Pack, and then the Gruesome Death Books, Lore and Scenario Book, Cast and Crew Box, and Bonus Features Box. And then over here we have some info about, so box of props. The box of props includes upgraded components, promo final girls, the ultimate dice, and more. These items can be kept in the box of props, so they can be moved to the core box. We have the 5 feature films, killer and vehicle minis are pre-packed, game mat box, bonus features box with the books, and cast and crew box with final girl miniatures, vignette, and zombie miniatures. So yeah, that's that. We have our new box with the various killers at the top and the various final girls at the bottom. And yeah, let's open this up. There we go. So much cellophane. So yeah, here we have the inside of it. And 3 a.m. Okay. And yeah, I'm going to move this to the side and let's start taking stuff out. Okay, we are going to start with the box of props. So let's open this up. Box of props. In the back we have this thing. Open the box and see what's inside. Oh, don't worry, we will. As you already know, Final Girl produces incredibly cinematic moments. Games, as with movies, are sometimes only as good as the quality of the production. In movies, detailed sets and realistic props are very important, and the difference in bigger budget productions is clear. The box of props introduces a plethora of deluxe components and goodies to enhance your Final Girl experience and take your production budget to the next level. Deluxe markers, new Final Girl cards, new signature action cards, 7 custom dice, and more await you inside. Important, this is an accessory product. You must have both a Final Girl core box and at least 1 feature film to play. So, let's open the box and see what's inside. Okay, so we have a box of props rulebook. Okay, so we can see what's... Can I help you? Where's photobombing? Yeah, so we can see what's inside. So let's go through this one by one. So we have the Book of Desperate Deaths. So did you just lose the game due to an all-or-nothing attempt with the Desperation die? Consult with the Book of Desperation Deaths and find the action card you were trying to use when it happened. There you will find a paragraph detailing how you died. So that's kind of cool. Neat little thing. Bye. All right. So let's take a look at some of this stuff. Just do a quick check to see, is there anything underneath this? Nope, there isn't. I'm so used to people just hiding stuff, it's like, I had to check. What are you doing? Oh, dear God. Harper's playing with all the cellophane. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay, so take a look these new cards. So we have 4 new final girls. So we have Layla, Julia, Constance, and Agnes. I don't know what the story behind these characters are. Like, I know Paula was a real person. I don't know who any of these. I want to say Julia and Constance might be a crossover with the Dark Quarter game. Maybe saying that incorrectly. But yeah, so we got that. Signature actions. God, I'm so disorganized. Sorry about that. Okay, you know what? Yeah, put that over here. Organize this a little bit, and by that I mean temporarily shove that there. We're gonna organize this. Okay, we looked at the Book of Desperate Deaths. Put that there. Put those. Oh, okay, it actually says here. So yeah, Julia and Constance are special characters from the upcoming title, The Dark Quarter. Don't know what any sort of background is for Layla and Agnes. But yeah, so, we'll read these. Promo Final Girls. You can never have enough Final Girls. The box of props comes with 4 new Final Girls that can star in your next film. Okay. Layla Kyra? Maybe butchering that, sorry. Layla Kyra is one of the smartest of all the Final Girls. She appears shy and timid to others, but underneath her hijab is a fierce and tenacious woman that knows what it takes to survive. Layla's ultimate ability makes use of the new signature action cards described later in this book. Okay. Then we have Julia. Julia Paris was bitten by a casket girl when she was 18. After a very brief adjustment period, she embraced eternal death. That's different for a final girl. 40 years of gluttonous indulgences and violent rampage followed, until at the age of 60, she fully committed to the Covenant. At 70, she became an arch casket girl, the youngest ever to receive the honor. By her 80th, however, she had been exiled, barely escaping with her life. But that's a story for another time. Interesting. Constance. Constance Moreau discovered magic as well as a talent for it, obsessively throwing herself into the study of the arcane. By age 12, she had the ability to summon thrice her age. At 15, she summoned her first Loa. I don't know what that is. And now she is regarded as one of the most powerful magicians in all of Dark Orleans. It's over by the window now. Finally, we have Agnes. Don't tell Agnes Crane what she can't do. She's been doing everything they said she couldn't her whole life. She may be up there in age, but that won't stop her from becoming the ultimate final girl. Agnes's ultimate ability makes use of the new ultimate dice described later in this book. Okay, so that is done. Next, we have... we have new signature action cards. These are new, unique action cards that are meant to be a signature move of sorts. A special tool in the belt of your final girl she can make use of. Before starting a game, choose, or select at random, 1 signature action card to use for that game. Place it in the action card tableau as an additional card available for purchase. This card functions like any other action card would. Cycles back into the tableau after use, may be discarded for time, or to convert, etc. Okay, so let's see what we have. I'm gonna have to guess at the symbols because I put the core box away. Okay, we have dodge. Missed me, now you gotta kiss my ash. Okay, yeah, so reduce damage by 2 and move a space. Or if you fail, take all the damage and panic yourself. Okay, we have protect. May only be played as a reaction when the killer attacks a victim in your space. Reduce damage and take remaining damage instead of the victim, so you're just throwing yourself in front of the weapon. Quick, get behind me! And if you fail, yeah, you take all the damage, and... or is that an and or an or? I'm not sure. Or just the victim is killed. Ambush may only be played as a reaction when the killer moves into your space. So killer shows up, you deal damage now. Not yet. Not yet. Now! We have double... There's no symbols on this. Okay, double up. Pay the time cost of an action card you just resolved to return it to your hand. Just keep swinging, swinging. It doesn't say musical notes, but I can't help but do that in the voice of the Just Keep Swimming of Dory from Finding Nemo. Okay, we have throw. So you're discarding a weapon to deal the weapon's damage, 1 to 2, or with, yeah, a certain number of spaces away. So, yeah, instead of like hitting an enemy with a baseball bat, you're tossing a baseball bat at them. It isn't normally used this way, but here goes nothing. We have Intimidate. Flip the Dark Power card face down. Interesting. You should be the one who's afraid. We have Meditate. So we get some health back, decrease the terror level. Let go of all your worries, like that crazy killer. Okay, sure. We have Scavenge. Take some random item cards from those that are out of play and keep one. I'm not sure how an item gets put out of play, so how about that one? There has to be something useful around here. We have Discipline. You've got to have Discipline. Place a victim from out of play onto your final girl card and take the victim save benefit, or with one success, do not take the save benefit. Okay. Remember your teachings. And finally, Parkour, with the quote, Parkour! Move up to 2 spaces, skip it. Okay, so yeah, you can move and skip over spaces with a victim or killer. Yeah. So those are the signature action cards. Let's go back a little bit, see some of the upgraded components. I think that's it for cards. Put that back in here. Yeah, so now, put it here, you can see some of the upgrades. So now the blood, or the red killer is replaced, yeah, so the killer, oh, that's why there's 2 of the red meeples. It's not that you have 2 killers, it's that one of them is the killer wandering around the board, and the other is on the horror track. Okay, but the one on the horror track is replaced by this new mini. There we go. I saw it for a moment. But yeah, it is a mask that has been impaled by a sword. So we have that. Instead of like the little flat time marker, we now have the non-flat time marker. And instead of the small circle for marking bloodlust, there is a splatter of blood marking bloodlust instead. And of course some silica gel. And then we have the deluxe final health tokens. So instead of just the cardboard tokens, now we have these plastic ones where, yeah, you have them just down black, and then you flip. Okay, I'm a little bit confused. So like, yeah, this has, it's black, and then you flip it over and it says +1 die. This one says +1 die, and it has health on the back. So wait, oh, okay, I'm guessing the +1 die, that's that part, that's the front. And then when you flip it over, that's when you find out, okay, is there any health remaining? Yeah, 1, 2, or 3 hearts. And this one, these all just say +1 die. Okay. I'm gonna have to look through the original rulebook to figure out exactly how those work. Yeah, with those. And then we get some new dice. Let's take a look at those. Okay, up first we have the Desperation die. There was a similar optional die in, I keep wanting to say Hero Factory, but that was the successor to Bionicle. In Hostage Negotiator, where, yeah, it's stars for everywhere except 1. Yeah, so 5 success symbols, and yeah, you replace a red die with it. You can only use it once. That's a success. With that, you just instantly lose. So 1 in 6 chance of just the game ending. So yeah, use it in desperate times only. And then over here we have the ultimate dice. So let's see what that is. There's apparently tiers. So I'm just going to match those up quickly. No idea what these are, so let's take a look in the book. Reading Rainbow. Okay. The ultimate dice are 6 different custom dice that are an option for you when you unlock your final girl's ultimate ability. There is also an ultimate dice card which shows you which dice you are eligible for you to take. So we have that. Okay, how to earn ultimate die. When you save enough victims to unlock your final girl's ultimate ability, you can instead, so yeah, just for reference, or that's not a good example. Yeah, so we'll take Constance for example. When you save someone, you put, I hope I'm understanding this right, this is me explaining a game I've never played. But yeah, I think it's when you save someone, you put the meeple of the victim on those, and when it's filled up, you can flip it over, and you get a special ability. So Constance's ability is, you may use any weapon in your hand from range 0 to 2. So yeah, you can just, I don't know what, telekinetically, yeah, use your baseball bat at a really far away distance. And then it says, yeah, for each additional victim saved, gain 2 time. Or you can take one of these dice. To do this, take the victims you saved and place them on the ultimate dice card. If you have 0 to 3 victims on this card, you need to continue, which currently only applies to Julia, who gets her ultimate after a single save. Interesting. Actually, her ultimate ability is, you may kill a victim in your space to choose one of the following. Recover all health, inflict damage on an enemy and recover 1 health, immediately move 2 spaces, ignoring any movement penalties, then flip this back over. So that they are an interesting character. But yeah, so if you have 0 to 3, you need to, wait, 0 victims? Wait, if someone has 0 on their card, that will mean to just automatically get their ultimate? That's interesting. Anyway, you need to continue saving victims until you have saved at least 4. If you have 4 victims on the card, you may take 1 die from tier 1. If you have 5 victims on the card, you may take 1 die from tier 1 or tier 2. And if you have 6 victims, then you can take 1 from any tier. If your ultimate ability unlocks what you would like to save more victims to get to a higher tier, you can wait to take your ultimate die until you're ready, but you do not get to use your normal ultimate ability once you commit the victims to the ultimate dice card. Once you take an ultimate die, you are committed, and that will be your ultimate die for the rest of the game. So you can't just be like, okay, I want this, and later on I want that. How to use. Each ultimate die can be used when resolving an action card to enhance the effects of an associated action card. Yeah. The normal action cards are listed below, but use your judgment for deciding if you can your die with: signature action, location specific, or anything that may come in the future. When resolving an eligible action card, you roll your ultimate die in addition to the red dice indicated. Okay, so these are pretty powerful. Then, depending on the results, you may add the effect from the ultimate die to the results. Note, you typically do not get bonuses from the ultimate die if the action card result does not generate an effect of that type. For example, if you resolve a weak attack but fail, you would not get any additional damage rolled on the damage die. Okay, let's take a look at what these are. So we have the ultimate health die, which has, one blank side, or one blank one, 3 single hearts, 1 double heart, and 1 triple heart. Recover 1 additional health for each heart shown. The rest of the action card must grant at least 1 to recover the additional health, and it says what they are. So this is a short rest and long rest. We have the search die. Draw 1 additional item card for each card icon show. This does not let you take an extra item card, but it gives you more choices of what to take. Okay. Now that it's phrased for each card icon shown, because your options are either 0 or 1. For the tier 2 ones, you have the time die. 1 0, 3 1s, and 2 2s. Gain the indicated time icon. This applies even if the result of the card is you lose time. So if you gained a time from the time die but lose 1 in the action card results, the net effect would be you neither gain nor lose a time. Interesting. Make sure to stay hydrated. And I just realized I have an adapter here that I should put in a drawer. Sorry. Didn't want to leave that on the floor for a cat to eat. Okay, so we have that. We have the movement die, which has 3 blank ones, 2 single shoes, and 1 double shoe. You may move an additional space for each shoe icon. Result of the action card must gain at least 1 space of movement. Okay. And now for tier 3, we have the horror die. Reduce horror an additional amount based on the icons rolled. The result of the action card must grant at least 1 reduction. So we have 3 blank sides, 1 single reduction, or no, 2 single reductions and 1 double reduction. And then the damage die. 3 blanks, 1 single damage, and 2 double damage. Okay. That's interesting. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. So yeah, that's pretty neat. These ultimate is right. So I guess it'll be interesting to see like whether it's better to do this or the ultimate ability. That adds some interesting depth a little bit. Optional variants: penultimate dice. Start with 1 ultimate die of your choice if you want an easier game. Why would we want that? Probably if we're tired of losing. Upgrade dice. At any time you save a victim after you've selected your ultimate die, you may exchange your die for another type. Or ultimate desperation. You may remove your ultimate die from the game to use the desperation die a second time. Interesting. Oh, I forgot to read this part. As you already know or will soon... Oh, wait. No, we got a similar thing on the back of it. But yeah, it says, thanks to the backers of the Series 2 Final Girl Kickstarter, our production budget got a major lift. So here's your box of props to enhance your components and your experience. So yeah, cool. So let's put those away. Oops. Forgot to put the dice back in the bag. I know I've seen online like some people who were able to organize the core box to fit like all this stuff in it, so I'm curious how they do that. We'll have to take a look. Cards. I don't know why I bother putting the paper strip back on. And then all these things. Keep that one safe. And I forgot the rule books. Remove the harbor hair. So that is the box of props. Now we'll get into the feature films, starting with Into the Void, which I believe is inspired by the movie Alien, which is one of, if not the best sci-fi horror movies out there. We're doing a thing right now, or I'm putting together a thing right now in the Van Ryder Discord, where as a community we try to come up with top 10 lists for various horror subgenres. And when we get around to sci-fi, I'm very curious what's going to come out on top. I feel like it's going to come down to Alien and The Thing battling out. Those would be my guess. Who knows? Maybe Event Horizon will show up somewhere in there. Okay, all aboard the USS Conrad. It's kill or be killed when you're being hunted in space. The Evomorph will evolve over the course of the game and features a vanishing mechanic, where it will disappear only to return when you least expect it, or perhaps, if you plan it right, into a well-laid ambush. The USS Conrad introduces key cards that can be used to access different parts of the ship. Will you kill your foe the old-fashioned way, self-destruct the ship and escape, or perhaps you'll try to airlock the killer into the void? I am so thirsty from all of the talking that I've been doing. This is... oh god. This video is being so much longer than I expected. Okay, so let's start with the Evomorph. So there we have our killer. Oh, there's multiple minis with this one. Your cargo retrieval from Titan 6 was routine, or mining equipment, medical resupply for the Outer Rim, your basic boring as shirt manifest. But something was hiding in the cargo, and we brought it on board. A thing, an animal, a creature. No. It was a monster, and I let it loose on my ship. Captain Arthur Houston of the USS Conrad. So, we have this, and the two final girls for this are Jeanette and Ellen. Okay, so we got 3 minis with this one. We have the hatchling. And then I guess that grows up into the youngling. Anakin away from this one. Come on, focus. Focus for a moment there. There. And then finally, the adult. Maybe look at that. Focus. Come on. It doesn't want to focus. Oh, there we go. That's pretty fun. So we get 1 evolution marker, 1 evolution card, which is somewhere in here. We got some new action cards. We got a scan. I got signals. I got readings in front and behind. Uh-oh. And we got some tokens. Egg on one side, cross on the other. Yeah. That is those. Oops. Almost forgot that. So the symbol is the egg. And oh no. We got another booklet one instead of just a sheet. Yeah, so setup, place the evolution card next to the killer board, place the evolution marker next to the hatchling stage on the card. This is the form that the Evomorph begins as. Actually, I'm gonna be right back. Give me a moment. Okay, we're back. Yeah, so, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I just looked up the exact name, so I made sure not to get it wrong. Michael Skeleton, or Michael Skeleton? I'm not entirely sure. Sorry for butchering the name. Over on the Van Ryder Games Discord channel, has a whole series of videos explaining the different rules for the various final films. Not final, feature films, sorry. So, if you're having trouble understanding it, or you just want to watch someone explain it, yeah, go check out their videos. Yeah, so we have the evolution. The terror deck includes only 8 cards instead of 10. 2 ambush cards are face down next to it. Starts at 4 health but may increase to 10 later. Yeah, so there's 3 different stages. Hatchling, Youngling, and Adult. Yeah, you can see on the Bloodlust track that at various stages it says to evolve to the next one. So, yeah, so as a hatchling, the Evomorph is very slow but incredibly deadly. Attack it at your own peril. The Bloodlust will only increase if the hatchling kills a victim itself. Any other Bloodlust increases from terror cards, event cards, or victims dying in other ways. What other ways are there to die? Are ignored. Instead, lose time for each of those. When the hatchling evolves into a youngling, it immediately vanishes. Discuss in the next section. Bloodlust increases as normal. When the youngling evolves into an adult, the maximum health goes from 4 to 10, and it immediately recovers all health. So it sounds like it might be possible to kill it even before it gets to that point. Interesting. Yeah, ambush deck changes. So vanishing, when it is gone, or when it's vanished, ignore all steps of the killer phase, both the killer action and drawing a terror card. Instead, draw an ambush card and follow the side of the card that corresponds to the current stage. Okay. The ambush deck ever runs out, shuffle the discard pile and build a new one. Also, there's the new scan action cards. May only be played while the Evomorph is vanished. That's where the X tokens go. If you have scanned the area, put the X token there so you know that the Evomorph isn't hiding there. Certain ambush cards will have the Evomorph appearing out of nowhere. Scanning is the only way to protect yourself from being ambushed. Okay. Space can only have 1 cross token in it, but multiple ones can have it at the same time. Yeah, if you get 3 or more successes, you can ambush the Evomorph instead. It's kind of neat. And the symbol is an egg that is cracking open. That seems like a fun one to face. And then over to the USS Conrad, which has places such as the trash compactor, mess hall, the escape pod, bridge, junction, hangar, another escape pod, armory, furnace, another escape pod, and storage. The United Starship Conrad M-class freight vessel, modeled 9791 Bison, 1979 backwards, commissioned in 2122 by the Noguchi Masaki Mining Company, built by the Lockheed Martin Corporation, oh hey, they're still around, at the cost of $4.2 billion with a mass of 63,000 metric tons. Current whereabouts unknown. Oh, we have a booklet for this as well. Okay. Man, Season 2 is more complicated than Season 1. So let's see, what do we have? Over here, we have some maintenance cards, and then the tarot cards. So it's something about a self-destruct. It's fun. And the regular things, and then you get tokens. Looks like 6 of these cards, and then 5 of these things. A pyramid, loader, skull, radioactive, and I don't know what that symbol's supposed to be. And for the mini vehicle, we get the super loader. Seems fun. Okay, let's take a look at what some of the rules for this are. Okay. So start with 2 keycard tokens. Place the super loader item card next to your area and place that token in the hangar. Place 1 keycard item card in your inventory. Place 2 next to the play area, and the remaining ones go just with the item text. Maintenance cards go next to your player board. So key cards allow you to unlock new pathways or activate important ship functions. If you start or end your movement in a space, not while passing through, that has a keycard token in it, you may lose time to take the token. Take one of the item cards that were set aside. Whenever you take a keycard item card, always place a token on it. You can use it on the board or maintenance card. Keep the empty keycard item in your inventory. You cannot discard an empty keycard item card. The word card is starting to sound weird now. And if the game instructs you, ignore them. Once placed on the board or on a maintenance card, you can't retrieve it. It does not cost time to use a key card. So maintenance shafts. Oh, it looks like, oh wait, no. Yeah, okay, so these little yellow things, like right there. And right there. There are 4 maintenance shafts on the board, each with an empty keycard token connected to it. Neither you nor victims can pass through these shafts as long as they are inactive. You can place a token on it to activate it, which will allow you to freely travel through it along with any victims that are following you. Important enemies cannot move through maintenance shaft unless a specific card or effect allows them to. And then we have some maintenance places: the trash compactor, the furnace, the bridge, and the hangar. A special function can be activated. One of the 3 maintenance cards: the crusher, the incinerator, the airlock, and the self-destruct. Yeah, so you must be in that space, place enough keycard tokens on it, and then follow the instructions. So both the airlock and self-destruct may allow you to kill yourself along with the killer. If that happens, you lose the game. Even if the killer dies along with you, there is no victory for self-inflicted destruction. Interesting. And the superloader, even though it starts on the hangar, you can only use it if you find the superloader key item. If you ever unequip the superloader or lose the key, leave the token in the current space, and return the superloader item card to its starting place beside the board. In other words, you can't put the superloader in your backpack. Darn it. There go my weekend plans. And the symbol is a star. Yeah. That sounds like a really neat one. Excited for that. Did I put that back together right? Yeah, I think so. Okay, now we have Panic at Station 2891. Inspired by The Thing. A lot of sci-fi so far. Over here. So much cellophane, cellophane, cellophane. Okay. Can you trust anyone at Station 2891? You won't know who you can trust when you're playing against the organism. How can you fight what you can't see? Featuring 3 different types of organisms, you'll never know what you are going to face. Station 2891 features new and unique challenges. The only escape is the helicopter. Will you try to save your comrades against all odds, or look out for numero uno and use them to buy yourself time? Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. I'm waiting to hear back from a doctor. So, let's start with the organism. Ooh, that is an interesting looking board, represented by a circle. Man, another booklet. Okay, let's see what's in here. So it looks like there's 3 different types of organisms, so each with their own mini. We have fast. Oops, there's the camera. We have tough. Look at that mouth. That's a mouth anyway. Oh no, that's a, wait, yeah it is. If you look really closely, you can see teeth. Sorry, I can't hold it very steady. Okay, so fast, tough, and then strong. Okay. So we have, where we at here? We have some tokens. We have test results, test kit item, and the regular stuff. Those on the bottom. Yeah, so we have a bunch of different things of these. And then we have 2 killer meeples. Oh, forgot to read this part. No one knows where those things came from, but it started right after our research team arrived. Excuse me. Sorry. I think one of the dogs was infected, but John, rest his soul, told me he thought the chemist was performing strange experiments back home. Station 2891 radio room communication. 3 exposed victim cards and mutated organism cards. Let's find out. Sorry, I keep pausing instead of muting the mic. Anyway, when placing victims, randomly place the red meeple from the core box, the black and gray killer meeples, these, and silica gel. One at a time in place of 3 of the yellow victim meeples. These are considered exposed victims. I'm gonna close this and put this, remove this. Oh, this has a special thing, because in order to pick those up. That's nifty. I forgot to put the extra meeples away. And I also forgot that the final girls here are Kate and Yuki. Why is that not closing? Oh, because I have one of the meeples sideways. There we go. Okay. Nothing is placed on the K space during the setup as the killer is hidden amongst the victims. The heck is that? I don't know what the K space is. Place a test kit item face up on each of the item decks. Shuffle the 3 test result cards and form a face down test results deck. Shuffle and place the exposed victim cards face down in the 3 spaces on the killer board. So 1, 2, 3. Special rules. To win, you must test the exposed victims to find out which ones have been assimilated and destroy all mutated organisms. There will always be at least one, but there could be as many as 3 mutated organisms. Have fun. Exposed victims are considered victims with the following exceptions. They may never be targeted or killed by a mutated organism. Makes sense. I guess they wouldn't take out their own, potentially anyway. They may not be saved. They may not be replaced with special victim meeples, like from an event. They always panic during the panic phase, even if no victims were killed. And if killed by a game effect, like a location terror card, event, or other effect, immediately draw a test results card and apply the effects. So test kits, you can get those the same way you would get other items. You can use a test kit or the lab space to test an exposed victim when you are in their space. This is a free action and does not cost time. Either discard the test kit or simply bring them to the lab and then draw a test results card. The card will tell you if the exposed victim is safe or assimilated. If the exposed victim is safe, remove the test card results card from the game, then replace the meeple with a normal yellow meeple victim. If the test was initiated due to an exposed victim being killed, remove it from the board. If the victim is assimilated, reveal the rightmost card on the killer board and replace it with the matching mutated organism card. This is now a mutated organism card. Mutated organism. Set up the health and final health token as you normally would, then immediately apply all of the bloodlust effects on the card from the lowest level through the high, or up to the current. Alright. Shuffle the test results card back into the test results deck. It is possible the remaining exposed victims have also been assimilated. Yeah, so that's how it. If you get unlucky 3 times, then actually, so if there's 3, how many of those are there? So there's 3 exposed victim cards. Sorry. Okay, so that means so you have a 1 out of 27 chance of having all of the victims. So not that good of a chance, but you could get very unlucky. Mutated organisms are considered killers, not minions. Okay, if multiple are in play, resolve their actions 1 at a time, starting with the leftmost one. When one of the organisms loses its final health, and there is still at least 1 other on the board, lay it on its side before checking and finish the current phase before checking the final health token. If it is blank, or if it was a white final health token, yeah, I need to read the rules to see which ones are used where. Then it is dead and should be removed. If it has health, replenished. Yeah, normal rules. And then there's some examples. So, yeah. Sounds like some interesting new complications with that one. Hi, Lily. How are you? Have you come to visit? Then we have Station 2891, symbol of the snowflake. Can I help you? Oh, why are cellophane right there? That should be there. Should be in the giant cellophane pile. Yeah, so the station has a supply closet, rec room, radio room, lab, and a kitchen. And then outside you have the commander's hut and a tool shed. Alright, so Station 2891. Cold doesn't begin to describe it. There ain't really no word for it, to put it plainly, ma'am. You bundle up, and if you go outside at night, you never, ever let go of the guideline. Other than that, we'll mostly be working all the time. Lily, what are you? Oh, of course. Well, the box that used to hold Final Girl Series 2 now holds Cat. Because, of course, it does. Okay. Oh, hey, we could just get a sheet instead of a booklet this time. Let's see what these come with. So we have 1 helicopter card. Looks like it can hold 3 people. And the regular stuff. And then we have tokens, so some X's, vehicles, a gun, extra location? Looks like there's a possible door between these 2 places. And then really cold symbols. And then for vehicles, we have a snowplow. It's kind of cool. Get it? Because snow. Haha, I'm not very funny, am I? And then another helicopter. There's a helicopter in season 1, but this one has like little things on it. Okay. That's what this comes with. So for special rules, helicopter card goes near the board. Place the helicopter token on the door space. Place the it's not a bulldozer, or it's not a snowplow. It is a ski dozer. Place that on any outdoor space that is adjacent to a wrench space. So that means there or there. Before setting up the item deck, find a 2-way radio. You start with this item. Okay, so we have outdoor spaces, which are these. We have the main building, which is all this stuff. Then the hallway spaces, which the long spaces are hallway spaces. Use the associated victim holding boards from the core box for these spaces. How to save victims. The helicopter will have to travel to the Arctic airport. Wait, that's not on the board. In order to save victims, when the helicopter is on this space, you may move freely and move it up to 3 victims that are on. Move up to 3 victims that are with it onto the Arctic station space of the helicopter card. Okay, so that's or the Arctic airport. So that's right there. Once the helicopter has victims on board, it cannot return to the station until it is first dropped off victims at the Arctic airport. Okay, so it just goes back to, I guess, back and forth between there. Victims on the helicopter card cannot be targeted or killed. Lily has left the box, and now Harper is going into the box. All cats like the boxes. Okay, the helicopter icon means the helicopter may move 1 space on the helicopter card. The new Fly Faster action card is the main way to move the helicopter, but some tarot cards allow you to move it as well. The helicopter reaches the airport outside of the action phase. Apply the effects from saving the victims at the beginning of your next action phase. After they have been saved, you can move the helicopter back. And then all those gold things. The frostbite icon means you, each victim, and each enemy in an outdoor space gains a frostbite token or loses 1 health if they already have frostbite. And I think all that they have is 1 health, so that victims will die very quickly. During each upkeep phase, discard all frostbite tokens for anyone indoors. Neat little or interesting mechanic. So yeah, you do not want to be caught outside. Okay. So next we have a knock at the door. Who could it be? Lock the doors at Wingard Cottage, and that is named after Adam Wingard, who directed You're Next, I believe. The intruders are here. Face not 1, not 2, but 3 killers. You thought 1 was hard, but you're really going to have to stay on your toes against these murderous menaces. Wingard Cottage offers a new challenge with unique events, and a new crafting mechanism that lets you take ordinary items and turn them into epic weapons. Stick with that knife or scrounge up some wood and nails to craft the obliterator. It will be up to you. Just make the call before it's too late. Trying to remove the cat hair from this box. You can tell whose hair it is from the color. In this case, it is Harper's. Okay, so start with the intruders, not to be confused with the strangers. Okay, oh, another booklet. So let's see what we have in here. The 2 final girls in this are Ginny and Ava. Okay, so we have additional killer meeples, as we have additional killers, so black and gray in addition to red. Only 2 tokens. We have a +1 heart thing and a K. And then, yeah, regular cards. Okay, so for our 3 intruders, we have Trish. We have Zeke. And we have Baghead. Camera does not want to focus on Baghead. Come on. Oh, there we go. Oh, we had it briefly. Okay, so let's see what the rules are for these. And a mask for the symbol. The intruders believe they are doing holy work, freeing souls from a pitiful existence in our world, one consumed by greed, ambition, lust, and jealousy. In their eyes, the rich, successful, and well-to-dos are the ones most suffering from this sinful way of living. They feel it is up to them to relieve these people of their worldly burdens. Let's see what we have for some special rules. Place all 3 killer meeples at the killer start location. Give each killer their starting health. So I guess you need to keep track of 3 different healths with this one. Place the active killer token on Trish's, the red killer's, circle space on the killer board. Okay, so active. That's a new one. Special rules. The intruders are a group of 3 killers, but at any given moment, only one is active when resolving symbols that I don't know what they mean. We have a boot and a knife. Or placing the killer. The active killer will change in one of 3 ways. When you attack one of the killers, whether you damage it or not, or use an item card to damage it, that killer immediately becomes the active killer. When resolving the following symbols, which is we have a K with different colors on the front and bottom, the active killer token will move accordingly. If a killer is dead, it is skipped when determining the active killer. Note, when moving the active killer token, the token will wrap around from top to bottom or bottom to top. And when the active killer is killed, move it to the topmost one that is still alive. Okay, some cards have an all-killer effect, so just do it with all of them. For the purposes of resolving panic, victims in spaces with any killer, not just the active one, will panic. Minor dark powers apply to all killers. And final health tokens. When one of the killers still has its black final health token and loses its final health, there is still at least one other killer on the board, the phase doesn't immediately end as it normally would. First, lay the dead killer on its side, then change the active killer and finish the current phase. After the phase is done, check the dead killer's black final health. Okay, so this is similar to, or that works similar to the organism. And then we have an example. Yeah. That's an interesting way of doing things. Okay, so that was the intruders. And now we have Wingard Cottage. Oops, Stanley took this with him. Okay, Wingard Cottage is a lake, the lakefront, boathouse. I don't know what that symbol is. A shed, garage, porch, driveway, and then inside, kitchen, bedroom, bathroom, bedroom, laundry room, foyer, and family room. And of course the symbol is a little house. Wingard Cottage is a perfect getaway, nestled in the woods on the edge of a pristine lake. The cottage has been in the family for generations, and although it has changed over the years, it still has the same charming quality as when it was first built. Many special events and relaxing getaways have been hosted here. Unfortunately, it has also seen its share of tragedies, horrible events that have plagued the family throughout the home's history. Best not to dwell on the past, though, for surely your stay will be peaceful and carefree. Probably. Yeah, feeling good about this place. And what do we have here? So, we have a bunch of tokens. The boat token? Oh, I guess there is a boathouse. Alarm going off. Looks like a nail board. What is that? A rope trap? And then what was it? The vehicle for this one is a scooter. Okay, let's see what we have for special rules. Oh, we got just a single sheet. For supply item cards. Hold on, I need to go play with Lily. You brought a straw. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Oh god, I cannot believe how long this has been going on. Okay, what was I saying? Yeah, so there's supply item cards and crafted item cards. So I guess, yeah, two different things. So we have, in terms of different locations, we have the house. Alright, so the house refers to all this stuff. And then also the garage. Indoors is the entire house, as well as the shed and the boathouse. And outdoors is everything else. Okay, some spaces on the board have supply items. Those tokens that I didn't recognize. Each corresponds to a specific type of supply. So discarded nails, rope, or discarded tools, nails, rope, and wood. While on one of these spaces, you gain the corresponding supply card at the cost of losing time. You cannot do this while moving through the space. Put it in your backpack. When discarding, it goes back in the play area, available to be gained again. And there's crafted item cards, so such as a nail bat. Let's see. Crafting allows you to gain an available crafting item card by discarding the item cards and/or supply item cards listed on the crafting item card, as well as losing the required amount of time. When you gain a crafted item, place it either in your hand or backpack slot. When you discard it, it goes back into the play area. You don't get the items back. When items with limited uses are discarded to gain a crafted item card, those uses carry over to the crafted item. For example, if the shotgun has one use left when it is discarded to craft the sawed-off shotgun, then the sawed-off shotgun will also have one use left. Same would apply if the trash can lid is discarded to craft a porcupine? We're making an animal out of a trash can lid? Here's how that works. And so yeah, that is Wingard College. Not college, cottage. I can speak occasionally. Back in there. Instructions. Okay. Moving on, we have Once Upon a Full Moon. So we get a fairy tale story this time. Use the scissors. Oh, I didn't even need to use the scissors this one. God, there's so many. Okay. Alright. Unhappily ever after in the storybook woods. This isn't the big bad wolf you imagined as a child. It's bigger and badder than ever. Can you slow the wolf down before it becomes fast enough to move anywhere on the board in a single turn? Eep. Featuring hunt and slay modes, the killer will take different actions depending on what mode it is in, making for yet another unique challenge to survive. Storybook Woods features a unique layout with a river running through the land. You'll have to cross rickety bridges only you and one victim can safely traverse. Fairy tale events and items may be a magical miracle or a crippling curse. Will you make it out of the woods alive? Probably not, but you never know. Go get lucky. So let's start with the villain, the big bad wolf. And our final girls with this one are Gretel and Red. Nice. Hold on, I think I have to sneeze. Okay, didn't have to sneeze, I yawned instead. Terrible noises it makes, and its red glowing eyes are so scary. Such bad breath it has in that big sharp-toothed maw. Fairies like me fly fast, so I live to tell the tale. Humans and woodland creatures are not so lucky. Orala, a friendly woodland sprite. So, no tokens or anything. So we just have our regular cards and our killer, the werewolf. A lot of stuff sticking out of it. Look, it's been, oh, it's been shot with a lot of arrows. Kind of see. Okay. So that is that. Let's see what special rules there are. Oh, and of course, the symbol is a wolf head. Special rules. Hunt and slay modes. Most of the tarot cards for the Big Bad Wolf have different effects based on what mode the killer is in. There are two modes, track and slay. Why does it say track and then hunt? I'm a little bit confused. Anyway. The wolf begins in track mode. If the wolf is in this mode at the beginning of the killer phase, you will apply these effects, not the one for the slay. When the dark power is revealed, the wolf goes into slay mode. If the wolf is in this mode at the beginning of the killer phase, you apply those effects. If the wolf goes into slay mode during the killer phase, but started out in track mode, you will not start applying the slay effects until the next killer phase. The wolf will always be in one of the modes. The exception is the Killing Machine Epic Dark Power, in which you apply both of them. Eep. Okay. Many terror effects are not subject to the wolf's mode and should be applied regardless of which mode the wolf is in. Okay. Doesn't seem too complicated. Yeah, it's the simplest one so far in here. I'm guessing that this is probably the recommended starting place for Season 2. Kind of like the Camp Happy Trails for Season 1, just in terms of simpler stuff. And now the location, Storybook Woods. Stuck a little bit, represented by a tree. It is a wondrous place filled with beauty and magic. Animals and fairies share the land of humans, and a winding river twists and turns through the forest. But don't let the chirping birds and colorful flowers fool you, for blood flows in the woods all the same. Ooh, good description. We have a village. Oh, we have a village, a dell, but that's where the farmer is. Clearing, gingerbread house, a glen, grandma's house, and a meadow. Okay, so in here, we have, for our vehicle, we have some wood. Might be a raft. And then we have our regular cards and a bunch of tokens. Yeah, we have an axe, bridge, a bunch of raft, and then I don't know what these are. I mean, that's a snake, but I'm not sure what deal with those are. Okay, special setup. Hey, there's no special setup with this one. Yeah, so this is the simple one for this series. Special rules. Storybook Woods has fewer spaces than most locations. Be careful, as this can make it seem easy, but the woods become very dangerous very quickly. There are 3 bridges, and those bridges are right here, here, and there. They are built very poorly and could collapse with too much weight, therefore only one victim will follow you when you're crossing a bridge. Additionally, the toll bridge event may have you placing a toll bridge token on the board. Yeah, one victim only. Okay, and yeah, it is a raft. Okay, one of the items is a raft. When you find the raft, you will need to choose 4 spaces where the raft can go ashore. So, so one of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 different spaces, or 11 different spots. You choose 4 of them. You place the raft tokens so that they are touching both the river and one non-exit space. With the raft, you're able to move to and from these spaces along the river as indicated on the raft item card. Okay. Yeah. Nice to include one simple one along with, because we've had a lot of complex things with these so far. Okay. So that is that. And our final feature film, Madness in the Dark. I do need the scissors for this one. through the back. Remain calm at Wolf Asylum. The Ratchet Lady is in a mood. She's performing her own brand of therapy on the victims, turning them into bloodthirsty maniacs, as one does. You'll have to decide if you want to try to calm them down or kill them before they can take you out. From the outside, Wolf Asylum appears to be a harmless mental institution. Inside lies something very different, however. There's medicine and other drugs that can, shall we say, amplify your abilities. But at what cost? When the choice is death or a potential side effect, it really isn't a choice at all. Down the hatch. Alright. Interesting. Alright, so. Let's start with the killer. Ratchet Lady. The Ratchet Lady has no upper health value. Well, that's scary. And their symbol is the letter plus. Yes, the letter plus. That's a thing. There once was a woman who loved helping people. Her greatest joy was to bandage a wound, offer a kind word, or hold a sickly hand. Then, one day, she witnessed something so horrible, so soul-shattering, that it changed her completely, utterly, irrevocably. And now kindness and joy have been replaced with cruelty and despair. There is still a smile, but it is a hateful smile, and may the God of Abraham have mercy on you if you see it. From A History of New England Asylums by Dr. M. Foreman. Okay, so what do we have here? The two final girls are Heather and Veronica. We have Ratchet Lady, who seems to be missing a hand. Yeah, we only have one hand. Interesting. And over here, no tokens. Oh, we have a new action card, Calm, which I guess allows you to turn maniacs into victims. And then we have the 6 maniac meeples. I guess those are the crazy ones. Yeah. And turn them into regular ones using the Calm action card. Okay. So, special setup. Place the maniac meeples in the pile next to the victim meeples. Place 2 maniac meeples in Ratchet Lady's starting space. Special rules. Ratchet Lady only starts with 6 health, but has no upper limit. And you can see that as the bloodlust goes up, they get some healing going on. Multiple ways she can recover health. The Ratchet Lady is accompanied by minions called maniacs, former victims who have become crazed lunatics willing to do whatever the Ratchet Lady tells them to. Okay, so we have some special rules listed here, and then we also follow the minion rules, so kind of like Geppetto's puppets, I guess. Maniacs have 1 health, attack and movement value of 1, they will not follow you and cannot be saved. When a victim becomes a maniac, replace its meeple with a red maniac meeple. Do not increase bloodlust since no one died. Okay, so I guess they start out. There's 2 that start out as maniacs, then victims can become maniacs, or maniacs can become victims. So that's a lot of back and forth. Interesting. When a maniac is killed, place its meeple back into the pool with maniac meeples. Do not increase bloodlust even if it was formerly a victim. If there are maniacs in your space and you want to leave the space, you lose health for each maniac more than 1. For example, if there's 1, there's no penalty for leaving, but if there's 3, you would receive 2. Hard limit of 6 at a time. And then we have the new Calm action cards, which turns maniacs back into victims. Yeah, so then they become victims, behave as normal. It's a pretty interesting one. There's a lot of interesting ones. Really looking forward to playing this game. And the location, Wolf Asylum. Which has the operating theater. Why did I call it that? Theater. Doctor's office, common room, utility closet, solitary confinement, and medical storage. Okay, constructed in 1899 by the eccentric oil baron and philanthropist Jebediah Wolf, Wolf Asylum was built to hold 300 patients, but by the 1950s was home to over 2,500 souls. Sheesh. Overcrowding was the least of its problems, however, as difficult patients were routinely locked in cages, while others went unattended for weeks or were left to wander the dank halls completely naked. Before the reforms of the late 70s, wolf orderlies frequently performed lobotomies with ice picks, and electroshock treatment often resulted in death. Today, Wolf Asylum claims to be a haven for the mentally ill, but some say it will never truly be freed of its dark past. The Wikipedia entry for Wolf Asylum, which reminds me, I need to watch what is it, Section 9, I think was the name of it. Film directed, I want to say by Brad Anderson, but I'm not positive about that. It's been a while. I wasn't that into it upon first viewing, but it seems like something that like I'll appreciate the second time through more. Anyway. Okay, so what do we have here? Oh, and the symbol is a pill bottle for this one. Okay, so the vehicle this time around is a medical gurney. Come on. Focus, please. There we go. Interesting. Yeah, we have our regular cards, and then 18 tokens. We got exclamation marks, various circles, the gurney. Yeah, I'm guessing these are the pills. Would be my guess. Special setup. Place the stun tokens in a pile next to your play area. Shuffle the pill tokens. Colorless sides face up. Place them in a pool next to the play area. You start with 4 tokens on the board. Each setup card will tell you where to place them. Yeah, the pill effects card. I have some more in there. There are various types of pills. 3 yellow, 3 blue, 3 pink, and 1 wild, which can be any color. When you end your movement in a space with a pill token not passing through, you may spend time to pick it up. Place it face up beneath your pill effects card. At any point during the action phase, you may consume any number of pills that you have collected, discarding their tokens. If the pill pile ever runs out, shuffle the discarded ones and form a new one. Refer to the pill effects card for what happens. If you take 2 or 3 pills at once after applying the benefit, you must draw a number of side effect cards. Okay, so I guess if you take one at a time, you don't have side effects? You may take them in any order and as many as you want. For example, you may take a single pill and apply its benefits, then take a combination of 2 pills and apply their benefits, as well as be forced to draw side effects cards. If you take one of each pill, you get to randomly draw an amped card. Amped cards provide powerful abilities that may mean the difference between victory and defeat. Okay, so there's a lot of risk and reward with that. So yeah, neat. And then the stun tokens. Some item cards have the keyword stunned on them. Only enemies can become stunned. When that occurs, place a stun token underneath the enemy. During the next killer phase, it will ignore all boots, although it will still apply knives. During the upkeep phase, discard all of the stun tokens. Okay, so yeah, that's the pills thing. Seems like seems really neat. Because like at first my thought was, okay, like I would only want to do it one at a time to avoid side effects. But then if the whole powerful benefits thing, if you take one of each, that changes things. That's really interesting. Well done. Okay, up next we have cast and crew. So why am I trying to rip it? I have scissors right here. So much cellophane. Okay, so yeah, this is similar to last time. So no promos. Oh right, the promos this time were in the box of prompts. So yeah, let's look at the final girls first. Come on. Yeah. It doesn't want to come out. Okay, up first we have Ellen. There we go. Then Jeanette. Why am I having so much trouble getting these out? Don't know why. We're either going to have a lot of fun painting these, or it's going to be incredibly stressful. Time will tell. Although my plan is, because like I definitely want these to come out well, is to like do a bunch of other painting first, kind of like a trial run. I have a bunch of stuff in the basement, all sitting primed, waiting to have stuff happen. We have Kate. All these are stuck in there. Probably just me. Sorry for the shakiness. It's happening a lot lately. We have Yuki, who also has a dog, which may or may not be good, because I think I remember the organism thing saying it may have started with a dog. So, yeah. And we have Ginny. Looks like they have a sawed-off shotgun in their hand. I don't know how making it sawed off like changes it. We have Ava. Once again, a bat and a shield. Forgot who was like that in the first time, or in the first series. We have Patsy with a non-sawed-off shotgun. Oh, there, almost had it. There we go. We have Veronica. It looks like a pipe bolt action pistol, almost like from Fallout. Oh. Oh, this person's backwards. We have Heather. What does she have in her hand? Oh, it's like a bone saw. I'm guessing she's from the Asylum. Are they supposed to be backwards? No, they're not supposed to be backwards. Although this person, are they? No, some just turned around. Okay, we have Red in the classic hood. And finally, Gretel. No sign of Hansel. Although if we're up to the final girl situation, Hansel might not have made it. Got it? And now we have the vignette, Terror from the Grave. We got some instructions with this. Bunch of tokens. Yeah. You'd have never believed it if it weren't at the cemetery. Start again. You'd have never believed it if you weren't at the cemetery. Why am I saying cemetery? That's not a word. I mean, sedimentary. Okay. You'd have never believed it if you weren't at the cemetery when it happened. When the first rotten fist punched through the topsoil, you and the others at the funeral you were attending started looking around for cameras. This must be a prank, you thought. But then more emerged, and the dead were coming out of the ground all around you. When the priest let out a scream, you turned to see your dead uncle biting and pulling him into his own freshly dug grave. That moment, you'd realize the dead had truly risen. How will you survive this terror from the grave? and we get a bunch of zombie minis. I could take them out of the bag, but you can kind of see a little bit there. So I'll never be able to get them back in. I'm looking from the image. You have, yeah, some single zombies, and then some horde stuff. That is cast and crew. We are almost done as we approach the 3-hour mark. I am sorry for anyone who sits through and watches this. Now, the very heavy bonus features. I'm not going to go too in-depth about this one, or I probably won't, just assuming it's the same as last time. So we already went in-depth in the when I was doing the first part. So yeah, it's the same thing. So yeah, series, I'm not even going to take it out for now, just because. Yeah. Featured film rulebook, lore and scenarios for series 2. Actually, you know what? We'll look a little bit. Let's see what it says. Oh wait, this is the feature film rulebook. Let's see what it says for, let's say, Evomorph achievements. Or okay. So the USS Conrad, win a game on it, win a game using the self-destruct, activate the airlock with the killer in the hangar, have the trash compactor deal the final damage to the killer. I'm apparently hungry. Sorry if my stomach rumbling comes across the mic. Have the incinerator deal the final damage, save the orphan girl and Jonas the cat, win a game with no victim killed by the trash compactor, incinerator, or airlock, defeat the killer with the superloader equipped, use the flamethrower to deliver the killing blow to the killer while also dealing damage to yourself at the same time, and win a game where at least half the victims were saved. Okay. And then for the Evomorph, defeat it, 5 locations, extreme horror, defeat the Evomorph immediately after forcing it to appear due to a successful scan action, defeat the Evomorph before it becomes an adult. Okay, so official confirmation that that's doable. Prevent the Evomorph from being placed on your space due to there being a scan token there. Witness the Evomorph vanish at least 5 times. Defeat without losing any health. Deal damage to the Evomorph before it becomes an adult, and again after it becomes an adult. Remove 2 scan action cards from the game. Last one seems odd. Just looking at some of the others a little bit. Yeah, defeat the organism with all 3 exposed victims assimilated. Yeah. Oh, I didn't see this last time. So for Terror from the Grave, yeah, the special vehicle rules. Yeah. Skimming. Yeah, then lore and scenarios. Does this include the promo ones or no? No promo ones. Okay. Yeah, and then the gruesome deaths. So yeah, this is pretty similar to the first one, and I suspect when season 3 comes out, that'll be similar also. And then finally we have the game mats, which come in, yeah, slightly different VCR than last time. And I'm gonna open it, but I'm not actually gonna take them out this time, just because I don't want to deal with. I'll open this first, and then I'll talk. Yeah, I'm not gonna take the stuff out, just because I don't want to have to put them in the tube again, and also. I don't have room at the moment anyway. I need to, yeah, get a higher up camera before I can place those back in. So yeah, that's how those work. And yeah, I'm not sure off the top of my head how this is different, but yeah. Okay, there's a thing here that says, yeah, includes two 28 by 12 inch deluxe neoprene game mats to enhance your Final Girl experience. There's an asterisk, but I don't see where that asterisk is supposed to refer to. There's no other asterisks on this box. Interesting. And then, yeah, so store this stuff similar to last time. So game mats, bonus features, casting crew. Oops, I put that one backwards. Madness in the Dark, Once Upon a Full Moon, A Knock at the Door, Panic at Station 2891, Into the Void, and the box of props. Ta-da! Okay, we are almost done. I'm gonna move this to the other room and I'll be right back. Okay, almost done. One last thing. So I'll just open it. Talk about it after. Nice looking box. Just off screen to make sure I don't show my address. Is this my current address? Yeah, this is where I currently live. There we go. And we have the North Pole Nightmare, which is the very first feature film, or not feature film, special feature. So, yeah, I'll explain why that's special. Or, well, first, getting ahead of myself. Let's unwrap it first. So much cellophane. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Sleigh bells ring, I like the spelling, in Santa's village. Krampus has devised a plan to spread evil presence around Santa's village, knowing that the elves will be unable to help themselves from seeing what's inside. Of course, he's putting out a few of Santa's presents as well, just to keep the elves from becoming too suspicious. There's no telling what awaits Santa's little helpers as they eagerly crack open their shiny new gifts. North Pole Nightmare is the first special feature for Final Girl. Unlike normal feature films, a special feature includes red foil logo, miniatures, and an epic finale card. So yes, you kind of see the, see the foiling there. And in terms of miniatures, if you were to just go to a store and buy a feature film, it wouldn't come with the miniatures. The miniatures are normally sold as a separate thing, where you just get all the minis for a single series. But this comes with them. And the Series 3 box is going to have a space just for a special feature film. You could put this one in, you could put something else in. But yeah, there's going to be room for that, where the core box was in Season 1 and the box of props in Season 2. But yeah, let's open this. So up first, we have Krampus, the Horned Devil. Look at him. And yeah, that's his thing. And okay, so for minis, over here we have gifts, which some of them are useful things, or I guess, well, they're hats. Assuming that's, yeah, lose decreased terror, get some time. But then there's other stuff like discard the next terror card, which is kind of bad because you don't want to go through that deck in its entirety. Bunch of those Krampus tokens, increase bloodlust. So that's those. Then we have all the regular cards. The two final girls are Cindy and Mrs. Claus. Yeah, they all come with minis. So here we have Krampus. And then we also have Mrs. Claus. So yeah, so if you hadn't been buying the minis, then this was the first time you would actually like see them. So, well, not necessarily see them. I mean, you can look at a box, but use them. Okay, Krampus, the Horned Devil. Yeah, Horned Devil. Krampus is Santa Claus's evil twin. Each year, the Horned Devil would go out on Christmas Eve, punishing the naughtiest of the naughty kids. He was so good at his job, as was Santa, that Krampus's list got smaller and smaller every year, until finally he hungered for new targets to inflict his pain and punishment on Santa and his elves. Special setup. Shuffle the 4 Krampus present cards to form a deck. Shuffle the 4 Santa present cards to form a separate deck. Keep both near the same area. Shuffle all the present tokens face down. Keep them nearby for use. Special rules. Presents. Krampus leaves evil presents in his path as he goes around terrorizing his victims. Of course, some of the presents were stolen from Santa Claus and mixed in with the less than nice gifts. If they were all evil, his victims would quickly realize it and not be curious to open them. It's true. Whenever you see a present icon, I guess like on a card or something, roll a die and place a random unrevealed present token in or adjacent to Krampus' space according to the number rolled and the panic numbers on Krampus' space. If there is already a present token in that space, do not place a new one. Opening presents. Presents can be opened by you, or in many cases, by victims. Open a present, flip the present token to reveal the effect. Some are small trick/rewards. Others are very nefarious and show a Krampus icon. For these, draw a Krampus present card and apply the effects. There's a handful of Santa presents with a hat icon. Draw them from the Santa present deck. These are powerful effects that could help you if you find one. Okay. Final girl opening a present. While in a space with a present icon during the action phase, you may choose to reveal a present. May, not forced. You may even open a present while moving through a space by immediately revealing it and applying the effect before continuing your movement. Whenever a victim is in the same space as a present, no matter how they or the present got there, even if they followed you into the space with it, the victim opens it. Immediately reveal the present. When a victim reveals a Santa present, discard the Santa presents card with no effect, as the victim keeps the gift for themselves. Greedy little jerks. That's what it says. I'm not adding that myself. When a victim reveals a Krampus present, draw Krampus present cards and resolve it as indicated. In all other cases, apply the present effects on you, even if you're not in the same space. The effects impact you as they affect your Christmas spirit. It's interesting. I almost said organism. No, that's the other cold ice thing. Interesting mechanic. And now flip it over to the location, Santa's Village. The North Pole is home to Santa Claus, Mrs. Claus, and of course the elves. The village is very connected and easy to get around. Yes, we have the stables, village center, Santa's workshop, runway, and Santa's house. Okay, and over here, yeah. So we got our regular cards, 5 tokens. We have, looks like some toys, a reindeer, and bad weather. And then for minis, we have Cindy. There we go. Not entirely sure who Cindy is. And a reindeer. Apparently this is Comet. unbox those. Check out. Special setup? None. Special rules. The victims at this location are Santa's elves. They are talkative, energetic, extroverted, and very, very annoying. Each time you move into a space containing normal yellow victims, lose 1 time for each victim there. You do not apply this penalty in other circumstances, victims following you, panicking into your space, being placed into your space, etc., only when there are already normal victims in the space you are moving into. Well, that's an interesting one. Yeah, you get a star, like the star at the top of a tree for this one. And yeah, that is the North Pole Nightmare, and that is the very last Final Girl thing that I have to open. Oh, one last thing to show off. So back when this came out, included with it was this card that says, "You've been naughty." And on the back of it was Krampus's Christmas hit list of Cindy and Mrs. Claus. I guess it's supposed to say, like, okay, hey, I defeated each of these people. Which was neat. This was just a fun thing I think they decided to do at the warehouse. And there's been multiple ones throughout the past year. There was Amazingly Packed by Hans the Shipper instead of the Butcher. Yeah, Hans with package and a thing of packing tape. On the back we have Hans Season 1 hit list of all of these people. Interestingly, so there's 12 here, but I thought I only remember 11. What's the 12th one? Which name don't I recognize? Figure that out later. February they had Happy Hansentine's Day from Hans the Shipper. In this case, I guess shipping refers to like shipping people together, not literally shipping people to get. You know, this sounded better in my head. Got a nice heart on the package this time around. And what was it? Pink packing tape instead of orange. 2 of those. And this time, Hans is going through through the series 2 hit list. And then the most recent one, hauntingly handled by the Poltergeist, or sorry, the Postal Geist. Yeah, Final Girl Series 1 hit list. Although this time it just says Final Girl instead of Hans specifically. And then finally, one final thing, the Greetings from Camp Happy Trails, where every day is a scream. Got a nice postcard that Lori is sending home to her mom. Hi Mom, having a great time at camp. Some German guy invited us all to dinner, but I declined. Hope all is well at home. It's been a scream here. Love, Lori. And there, oh yeah, some blood on it. Being sent to Mrs. J. Carpenter, 2122 Maple Lane in Haddonfield, Illinois, 61764. And it was postmarked in Crystal Lake. Yeah, it's a cool one. I like that. I mean, I like all of these, but yeah. So, there we go. And that has been Final Girl. I hope to, oh god, 3¼ hours. I am so sorry for anybody who watched this, the whole thing. Please let me know in the comments why you decided to do that and waste 12.5% of your day watching me open various boxes. Yeah, this is probably not the most thrilling content. But what will be thrilling content is when I get around to playing these. I'm going to do some just on my own, but I also want to do some on camera. I have an interesting plan for recording my first game, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, that is it for now. It looks like early next year we will be getting Series 3, so can't wait for that. And yeah, until then. Oof, this has been a long one. Oh, I am mentally doing unwell. I hope to be back to like regular streaming soon, or just any streaming, because I don't think I've done any all year. Been a heck of a year. I'll do a video on that later, but yeah. Anyway, hope you're all doing well, and yeah, play well.